in game one of a 3-game series this weekend. Hi again, everybody, along with you, Frank.
What's up, everybody? My chair still smells like champagne, so that's a good thing. I thought going on a live, and it doesn't matter. Just celebrate, just hang and watch a baseball game, and have fun. This was an incredible season. We're not done yet, but it's nice to kind of have a 3-day chill sesh before the real fun starts. But let me go get a hat real quick because I don't. My hair is wild and wacky from last night.
Last night Brady got hit, so you catch a break there. He's going to be okay. So, look, everything's going well for this team, and now you get to spend the next 3 days getting yourself ready for next Friday. A lot of guys resting tonight. Some new guys will be in the lineup for Atlanta. Everybody expects to play on Sunday as the Braves get set for the playoffs, which start 1 week from tonight against the Milwaukee Brewers. The Braves are the champions of the East. We face the Mets in game 1 of 3 on this final weekend in Atlanta. Linus at first pitch on Valley Sports. Coming right up.
Recycle, compost, eat local, eat vegan. Don't use straws, don't use plastic bags, don't use hairspray, drive hybrid, drive an electric. There are so many ways to help the environment. It could be overwhelming.
Alrighty. Got Oscar. Would like to see him kind of tune it back up into first half Oscar Enoa. I'm not sure how Jock and Guillermo Heredia are awake, but very good to see there.
Whatever inspires you, we'll help you live it. Synovus Inspire. In America,
if I didn't answer last night with responding to all the messages and everything after the champagne shower, it was definitely entertaining. It was definitely my favorite part, and honestly don't know how we did it this year, but thanks for all the support and everything, and sticking with it, because there are many uncertain times this year, that's for sure. So 4 straight without Ronald Acuna Jr. with all the things that have gone wrong this year makes a lot of sense.
When you've achieved one of your goals over a 162-game Major League season. One step down for the Braves, Jeff. They've won the East
3 more times.
3
more celebrations. How about it? But
that's Luis Rojas. He's the skipper of the New York Mets. It's been a rough second half for them. The Mets are 28-43 since the All-Star.
Pretty standard Mets lineup tonight. We picked a perfect time to have our first home sweep of the year last night too. Will Smith sprinkling in his fastball more. His sequences are a lot better, so I really like that.
Guys that can do some damage, and honestly, just a big start for Oscar tonight. This is your probably guy that's going to start game 4 of the playoffs for you. He needs a good one. Good news for him. Opponents are batting 168 here at Truist Park against them. First time Wasker has faced the Mets, so with that in mind, Jeff Wade.
Wasker needs.
And we finally got it. The Phillies are swept away. You won the division, and now
Wasker really needs a good one.
You're on a nice run. We showed you on the open 10-1. Guys are going to get some rest. But at the same time, you got to ramp this thing up in a couple days and get yourself ready for the postseason. So the Mets come to town, winners of 3 of their last 4 games. New York at 76-83. They will finish below 500 in 2021. It's Brandon Nimmo and
96. Powder River. I would like him to do that more. Trust his fastball more, and in the toughest of situations. I think he gets too slider happy.
And you know what gets ahead of him quickly. No balls and 2 strikes.
So 0-2, Powder River twice. Good start.
That's out of play. It's still
Fouled off, 97, top of the zone.
like this, a lot of the Braves regulars will get some much needed rest tonight. Rosario, Heredia, and Peterson left to right in the outfield. Austin Riley gives Freddie Freeman the night off. Arcia for Swanson, Adrianza in at third base, and William Contreras behind the plate.
98 paint job, Greg Maddox style. So that is really, really good there. And that's the one thing. I know we got Adam Duvall for Alex Jackson, which seems to be a steal, but Oscar was in a great rhythm with Jackson.
First year with the Mets didn't go out. He would have hoped 20 homers, 63 RBIs, but
Not that-
2.2 average. Fourth time in his
Not that he's pitched terrible, but definitely not the all-star first half before the Milwaukee mishap.
Some have said the adjustment for him to New York has been somewhat difficult compared to what he faced with the Tribe. I look at Bryce Harper. Remember his first year in Philadelphia? It wasn't all roses.
Got a
It's been the last,
slider over against Lindor. 2 straight sliders. 0-2 quickly. This Oscar in the playoffs would be very, very, very welcome.
In New York, and the expectations that come along with a $300+ million contract. No balls, 2 strikes, and Lindor went around. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Nasty. Back-to-back strikeouts on 7 pitches. Yeah, that'll work.
I agree with you 100% with regards to another. This guy could be a very valuable man in the Braves' pitching plans for postseason play. Figure the Braves have their top 3 guys in rotation figured out, especially in a short series. And frankly, Oscar needs to pitch better. Last 9 games, Jeff, high ERA and 0-4 record. Well, and I think you're seeing a little bit of maybe what he's trying to get back to doing, and that's establish that fastball before he starts throwing those sliders up there.
Give me over slider. 0-1.
The Cubs. Always with Baez, tremendous offensive numbers, but also lots of strikeouts. 182.
98 fastball. Top of the zone. Perfect.
And in the blink of an eye,
0-2.
he's behind 0-2. Plenty of palace intrigue for the Mets skipper. Talk about that as the night goes on, as you know.
Hanging slider. Got away with that one.
0-2 pitch at the New York second baseman, Javier Baez, a free agent to be. Think about this with Oscar. 6 weeks, he was the best pitcher on this team before he broke his hand up in Milwaukee. So, he watches Charlie Morton, Max Fried, Dean Anderson. For him, it's probably a little
Piggyback.
Kicking the pants. I want to join the party here.
Dirt ball.
Going to the playoffs, people always say, hey, you can bring someone back on short rest. I think you name your 4 starters and you go with it. Rarely do you ever see a guy come back on short rest and it ends up working out. So an important start for Waskar. You know who the first 3 are. Will he be the 4th? Well, a pitching performance like this.
1, 2, 3, easy breezy. ABC. 1, 2, 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. That'll work for Oscar. That'll boy. Let's score again, just for fun. Let's just keep winning. Keep that feeling. But this season, so wild, but so fun on so many levels. And I guess I can say that now since we popped the bottles and we're in the playoffs. but
it's just the whole experience together.
7.5 games out in June. I had a paper bag on my head in May. And to have it switch the way it has and playing the way we are in the clubhouse and Alex Anthopoulos pulling the trigger, Jorge Soler and Spencer Strider coming up today. That's a potentially big piece. That's insane. 101 at 22 years old, just running rough shots. So that's a storyline to watch the next week in these tune-up games as they are now, thankfully. But yeah, just Jock, the clubhouse, Jock helping the clubhouse, the energy when Acuna went down, the Guillermo Heredia, Friday night showdown, Jock with the pearls.
And that strand of pearls leading off for Atlanta on your
Jock with the pearls.
Riley back in there against Tyler McGill. Man, the Braves have had trouble beating for New York.
Yeah, Tyler McGill's been quite a mystery.
Now the Braves have seen him
0-1.
Had trouble getting to him. Look at 3 starts versus the Braves. 14 2/3, 3.6. The rest of the league's hitting them pretty good with a 5.0 ERA. Yeah. So let's see if Jock can solve him. And
don't hurt your back, Jock.
McGill coming off a rough outing last time out against the Giants, 7 runs and 3.
Don't hurt your back, Jock. 0-2 quickly on some fastballs.
Chance to get 3 or 4 at bats in a big league game before the playoffs start and solidify their roster security against the Brewers. And it's a strikeout fest. 1 up, 1 down. McGill takes care of Peterson.
1, 2, 3, easy breezy on that one. Although I think Jock swung it 2 balls at least.
Like Huascar, you saw him at the top, just kind of came at you with fastballs.
Powder River.
He'll just did the same thing. And Adrianza batting second. 4 homers, 27 driven in for him. As fun as a pennant race is, and it is exciting,
1 out.
It's also exasperating and can be exhausting when you think about how hard the Braves had to battle to leapfrog.
Exhausting. I'm just watching Will Smith try to get save after save, but like I said, I think his pitch sequences and things are starting to get better. And
journey is about to begin. For the regular guys, Jeff, that you've been in this situation before, just a day off to take the pressure off.
Yeah.
Right. And for the most part, it's a full day off because, if you're giving Freddie, he ain't pitching tonight unless he's the last available guy. 1-1 pitch. So we give those guys
2-1.
to really rest their bodies. Tell them, probably honestly, get in at 5 o'clock today and just. Is the physical break as big as the mental break, or? I think this part, when you've grinded as hard as they have lately, yes. 2 balls and a strike for Adrianza. Well, think about that. Knowing the importance of.
You kind of feel like Adrianza has been one of the bigger unsung heroes too, with the big walk-off against the Phillies, the miracle after midnight after Pablo tied it on the last pitch, that type of thing, and so many pinch hits and good at-bats, 2-2 here.
Another strikeout.
Strikeout fest.
And here's Ozzie.
High fastballs are
Nothing fancy, Jeff, just high heat. Above the belt.
are crushing everybody right now.
Late swings. He's tall. He's lengthy. His release points out there. Yeah. Like I said, you almost treat him instead of like 94, 95, like 97. Gotta get started a little bit earlier.
Ozzie always had a great year.
Give me over breaking ball after the high heat.
75 extra base hits. He scored 102 runs.
The Energizer Bunny, Ozzie up.
He get some MVP votes as well.
0-2 quickly.
0-2. The only problem for the Braves is they have so many MVP candidates, they might siphon off some support for one over the rest.
Yeah, they'll take it to win a division the way they did.
No balls, 2 strikes from McGill. Both starters struck out the side and scoreless first. Haven't seen that in a while. We go to the second. Nothing in Atlanta.
Nolan Ryan would like this game. 6 batters, 6 strikeouts. Maybe that's good for our fielders because I don't know if all of them can actually see. Unless it's been a lot of eye water being used for sure.
Motivated by something, a place to go, an idea to pursue, a legacy to leave. Whatever inspires you, we'll help you live it. Synovus Inspire.
If you have psoriasis, it's time.
Let's just not get no hit. That's all right.
Up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw significant improvement. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop.
Having Spencer Strider and Dylan Lee come up too, that's really big time and quality by the Braves to allow it, and if Spencer becomes a big part of the postseason, that would be super, super epic because he deserves it. He's been 0.45-ish ERA and things of that nature. Excuse me. So if he can be a secret weapon of sorts, it would be incredible. It would.
It's the Friday Night Showdown. Mets versus Braves from Truist Park. Presented by Kaiser Permanente.
Braves will go over 2.2 million in home attendance tonight. Just having a great time. Oh boy, 2 bags of candy. That's going to be a loud ride home. It was a loud ballpark last night when the Braves clinched the division against the Phillies. Packed house. And the Braves didn't disappoint. As Huascar Ynoa starts the second inning with the polar bear, Pete Alonso, that's first baseman. And another strike.
Jack swings, Jake, polar bear, hopefully subdued.
92 driven in for
But
Alonso.
0-1.
Knock on wood. Not much damage, though, against the Braves.
The Braves have done a really good job with him. He's come in here a few times hot.
Don't forget your fastball, dirt ball slider.
2 homers among the 9 hits he's gotten in 16 games. Like what they did to Bryce Harper, Pete Alonso has been awfully quiet head-to-head against Atlanta. One blowing out slightly toward right, and Alonso has the game's first hit.
A smasher up the middle single.
And Dominic Smith,
97.
Smith's hitter.
Got on top of it.
Good job. Just took it right where it's pitched.
Good piece of hitting. But,
So we know it to the stretch for the first time. Dominic Smith, the batter. 11 homers for him, 58 driven in. He's kind of blocked by Alonso at first base. He's been asked to pitch hit, DH, play left field for New York.
roll it.
But if there's a DH in the league next year, Dominic Smith might be their everyday first baseman.
85.
Yeah, I think that's coming.
Slider. Just away.
1 ball, no strikes for Dom Smith.
I'm sure a lot of those teams would like to know sooner than later
1-1.
too, to start building your club.
Well,
Don't
the
get
last two
scared
teams
by-
that face
way
regular
by-
season play, I think it's safe to say, Jeff, are going to have a lot of questions to answer once play ends on Sunday afternoon. And that's certainly have plenty of things to figure out as well. What was a real disappointing year for them.
97.
At one point, they had a 69%
Hi.
chance of winning the division. They were in first place for over
2-1.
100 days, but absolutely fell apart after the All-Star break. 28-43. And a swing and a
Good
miss.
slider there.
Counting
2-2.
off days, there's been 114 days atop the division, so it truly has been a bitter fall, and the Braves took advantage of it. Give Atlanta credit. The Braves went 34-17 since the early days of August.
Oh, they just really took over the division. And
Yep. Double play ball. There's one. Nice feed.
Attaboy.
That was gorgeous. Arcia to Adrianza.
hey,
Our-
I'll show you, Chip. Since June 26th. This
That was nice. That was
You'll
tailor-made.
see
Picture of best friend there.
Really did, and what the Mets did. I mean, that is a massive comparison. Look at the starters' ERA of almost a 0.3. Relief too.
Yeah, I think the bigger thing too is, the stretch of
That's a lot for a team to overcome, and the Mets weren't able to do it. They had that 13-game stretch.
win-loss,
Dodgers, Giants, Dodgers, Giants.
win-loss. The 5-4 road trip right before the 5-game series, and we took 3 out of 5 right
The
before.
timing of that turn of events was perfect for the Braves, and that June 26th date was the date of the
Right
Mets'
before the trade
largest
deadline
lead in the division.
was
As James McCann, the catcher.
the tail of the tape, so to speak, and that the Mets hadn't run away with it and they hadn't buried us, and that was a good thing. And Alex Anthopoulos worked his magic, and
See if he can get this game into the seventh
That's-
inning for Atlanta. He seems to hit a wall. As this one's on the ground to short. Arcena's got it. His back to first in plenty of time.
Ground out.
They pick up
pretty efficient and good there. Let's put the ball in play and get a run. Pretty efficient using his defense. Solid double play turn by a seldom used double play tandem, but need the practice. So really, really good start for Oscar. Really, really much needed after 9 starts of struggles.
Imagine being connected to and securing your entire home with a simple touch or command of your voice. Or detect an intruder before they get in. The technology connected to your home can do more than just alert you, because the most experienced team in smart security has got your back.
CPI Security. Identify yourself.
Get 40% off CPI's Essentials Plus Smart Security System and a Video Doorbell Pro free. CPI, the leader in smart home security.
When you think of an airline, you think of the big things. And for the last year, we've all been dealing with the biggest thing yet, a virus we can't even see. So as you return to the world, we're making sure you do so safely. And what is
Brewers should be
our commitment to getting you safely
we're pretty evenly matched. Great starting,
What's he gonna
solid bullpen, and with the injury to Devin Williams
change up?
for the Brewers, that might give us a little edge.
Curveball.
But obviously, I mean, I just saw something on Twitter, the same run differential, and we split the season series 3-3, so
It was a strange year, it really was. Just the injuries and,
when we couldn't get over 500, and we were able to just trust ourselves. And this team,
The over 500 thing is what's up, Hudson? I was kind of strange you weren't in it, but I figured it'd be okay to do a live that doesn't matter and just kind of in terms of standings and stuff and just have fun. If we lose, it's definitely not my fault because we're celebrating, so feel good about it. But let's put the ball in play, huh? 1-0 to Riley.
If you didn't see it on the MLB Network, try to find it. Mark DeRosa did a great breakdown of what Austin Riley has done for the Braves after the All-Star break with those numbers you just showed, Jeff. As this one's poked a long way foul.
I thought we just put the ball in play. But
with what the
no.
Braves did to Bryce Harper, who went hitless in the series, and what Austin Riley did at home against the Phillies in a quote-unquote head-to-head matchup.
Yeah, stress-free live, amazing.
Tell you what, he's giving himself every opportunity to be in that conversation.
Let's put the ball in play, though.
We watched the day after Acuna went down. If you remember versus Marlins, we watched a lifeless team. Struck out, the first 9 hitters of the game?
Yeah.
Against Pablo Lopez.
And we thought going to All-Star break, they're either going to sink or swim. And they had a tough schedule out of the All-Star break.
With Tampa Bay and the Lakes.
Yeah, but they
fouled off by Riley there.
That kind of course. And the Mets and Phillies really didn't do anything to pull away. And when Alex went and did some of those
both starters struck out the side, and Oscar looked really good in the first, and then he got a double play and a ground out and we haven't put the ball in play yet for our offense yet. So yeah, I honestly don't know how Jock and GH are walking, but hey.
He's 41 2-strike RBIs. You think about this team as a whole. Duvall's first and Swanson's second in the NL.
Pretty amazing. 1-2 pitch. Not this time. McGill has struck out 4 in a row to start the night. So I think it's going to be a fascinating MVP vote, and it's
4 in a row to start the night. Okay, come on, guys. At least put the ball in play. But I mean, they've been quality pitches for the most part. But yeah, it did. But I think we dodged a bullet on the Freddie elbow thing. But really good for Snit to give him a day off, and I would assume Ozzie and Riley will get the day tomorrow. But we really don't have a backup first baseman other than Riley, so it kind of makes sense.
I don't know if
1-0.
Go for 11 with Harper's 5Ks, I think.
Right, and that's why I said I don't know if it's
enough to do it, but I will say this: it sure as heck didn't help him. And then what Austin Riley did on the other side helped him.
1 ball, no strikes for Eddie Rosario. So the
2-0 to Eddie.
Freeman, Albies, and Riley for the Braves. There's 3 of them in Atlanta. Harper, Tatis.
Who do you give the MVP to?
Who am I missing?
I mean, typically you don't give it to.
A 23-year-old Ted Williams with what he's done numbers-wise.
3-0.
The fascinating part of it with the new advanced metrics, Jeff. There are different ways and maybe better ways to measure performance beyond those simplistic-looking numbers, but they're still very impressive numbers for Riley.
They're great numbers, and that's where you think about the OPS. Bryce Harper having.
Yeah, I mean, but at least I think we dodged a bullet, luckily. So.
Rosario, the first Brave to make contact, and this one's popped up.
3-0 green light did not go well. Pop up.
5 up, 5 down.
I think the great thing for Austin Riley in that picture is he's just, to me, tapping the potential of what he can do.
But at least we put the ball in play.
He's going to get more confidence, and then add third base to it.
Because I mean, Harper's got good numbers, but we shut him down 0 for 11 with 5 strikeouts. And Juan Soto is doing what Juan Soto is doing, but the Nationals are like 30 games under 500. And then Tatis has like 42 bombs, but you typically don't see a MVP that MVP that is on a losing team. So I don't.
He had a 3-week period there where he scuffled.
No.
Well, that's the exciting thing about this team.
Come on, RC 0-1. Yeah, I know.
Had a great September.
You like where they're at right now. There's no doubt about that.
And the Brewers will be the next Atlanta opponent in postseason play. Swing and a miss.
0-2?
Ball, it's 0-2.
Yeah, and if you factor in defense, it's definitely Riley because he hasn't made an error in 3 errors in like the last 96 games, something weird. Well, we put the ball in play twice, so that's good. It's solid. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm all they got.
Next season.
Thanks, Doc.
Wow. You already scheduled my PT. I love doctors who work with athletes.
I think it's Ohtani in the American League, but
At Kaiser Permanente, we make
and it feels obvious, but
back on the court quicker.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me.
Vladimir Guerrero. And if somehow
went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want
they sneak into the playoffs, that would be incredibly insane, and he's been phenomenal too. So, but I think when you're comparing someone to Babe Ruth, you really can't not give it to him.
When I adopted Turtle, I discovered all the things that make him unique. He's a little bit of a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's Tatis. Soto might, because of the walks and the average and whatever, and all that stuff. But Spencer Strider coming up though is mega cool and could be a secret weapon, so to speak. Who knows how it'll work, but very well deserved. 40 walks to 150 strikeouts. That'll work.
I was going to say, Kelly, does that surprise you that he's up here this quick? I mean, it's a great university.
Kelly,
Dirt ball slider.
Yeah, that should have been the start. I mean,
strategically done, though, so that you could talk all about it.
I appreciate it.
You've been around long enough to know. What a throw!
1-0 dirt ball slider from Oscar.
That's not easy.
Popped up by Kevin Pillar. Riley, long run. And like Freddie
Riley channeling his inner Freddie Freeman on the deep pop.
You know, that play's not that tough.
On that over-the-shoulder pop-up. Defense again.
Brought him up, Chip, for the last 3 games. You know,
Yeah.
I think there's I would imagine a bit of curiosity of wanting to see him on this stage and see it.
And I mean, it's not like Martin.
Was it 2008, I think?
What was it? Martin hasn't pitched since the 25th or 6th too, and Spencer's a righty, and you really can't rely on Martin with his struggles with injuries and poor location this year. So,
So Strider here, Dylan Lee also back for his second stint with the club. He's not yet pitched.
we'll see
Edgar
what
Santana
happens.
was placed on the 10-day injured list with an intercostal strain. And
A
Sean
great slider there.
was optioned back to Gwinnett. So those would be roster moves today.
So
Regular season weekend with former Brave Jose Peraza back after a shoulder fracture in for New York.
and like I said, he hasn't pitched since the 25th of September, and I don't remember it going very well. I could be wrong, but just see what happens. I mean, you're gonna go with your main guys, but if you have a guy in the bullpen that can throw 101 and no one's seen him, why not? Uh-oh. No trouble with that one for Rosario.
There's a new CBA coming. We're probably going to see a lot of new rules changes or ones carry over into the new collective bargaining agreement. That's one that
I misjudged that one. I chipped myself. It's pretty not a fly ball there. So I mean, yeah. And plus, if you have Oscar going in on a hot streak, that would be nice, or a high note, I guess I should say. And these first 2 2/3 have been really pre-hand injury Oscar so far.
It's nice how they've done this. I really like it.
We'll see if that sticks around in 2022 and beyond. Certainly has helped the Braves and all the contending teams for that matter. But again, to stress
1-1. It's Tyler McGill, dude. Come on. Pitcher.
So noticeable in the early days of this season when youngsters would get called up.
I don't know why my TV's being annoying, but it's like
You also wonder how much,
working through.
Spring training. Maybe you do that. Maybe you push it back a month.
I definitely didn't, but I did say to myself, if there's one time for a clean inning, it's right here. Well, it is right here, and he did it. And he's about to walk the pitcher. Seriously, Oscar, come on, bud. Get your mechanics back.
He's going to have a normal offseason and be unleashed on the National League opening day next year.
But
that's good for the game. He will.
Yeah. But no, I didn't. But I did say early in the stream that I have liked his pitch sequencing a lot better, and he's trusting that fastball more, and not being as predictable. I think.
And this one hammered toward the gap in left center. Heredia on the run is not going to get it. That ball one hops off the middle of the warning track.
Tyler McGill with the double.
Has a stand-up double with 2 outs.
Why not? All right, we always give up a hit to a pitcher. Get it out of your system now. But Oscar got out of his mechanics there a little bit. Oscar, excuse me. But yeah. Will, you got to give it to Will. He gives us a wild ride, as they call him, John Wayne, I think. But he'll throw it, and he'll admit it when it doesn't go right, and that's all you can ask for, really. I mean, there is no more Mariano Rivera. I mean, Josh Hader may be, but you saw him struggle in the playoffs a couple of years ago when the Nats came out of nowhere and finished the job. So you never know. So
Little Tapper is going to roll foul.
0-2.
And 2 strikes.
So you got to give him props there. He's caused me several heart attacks, and all of us several heart attacks. But I think if he pitches like he's pitched about last night and the last week, a lot will be forgiven. We'll just say that for sure. 2 outs, 0-2, runner at second. 2 strikes, finish him off. Please. 98 fastball, wasted high. One, two. But yeah,
Sweeping slider takes care of Nimmo.
That was a nasty biter slider. Woo. That was nicely done. Yeah, but good innings from Oscar and feeling good. And I didn't realize we had a top 10 ERA as a team. That's nice at 3.90, and we've kind of hit our stride at the right time. So hopefully the addition of Spencer Strider will, be a big plus and a big add there too. But I don't know if any of us had us going 42-28 after the Ronald Acuna Jr. injury, but I'm here for it. I don't know, but I think the turning point. Obviously the turning point last week was getting down 7-3 on the Machado Grand Slam, and then yeah. So I think that was the major turning point, because I think I texted a few friends and was like, oh no, it's going to be a half game, and then being able to come back in about 6 batters. I know this is the San Diego Padres, but to be able to do that with all the all-stars they have and all that stuff and take advantage of their free fall like that was insane. We all need a Guillermo Heredia in our lives. Yeah, Guillermo's had 26 doubles, really good defensive plays in the first game of Will Smith.
Eric Young made me laugh when I asked him for a description of Guillermo already. He said he's a Cuban Eddie Murphy. That was his description of the break.
I tell you this, he brings a lot of energy, and
he's the energy that Marcelo Ozuna gave us last year, and I don't think we knew that. But
the last 2 months not playing, as he did the first 3 months when he played. So, he did a great job this year when the Braves needed him the most.
Isn't that the key? That infectious enthusiasm can be a bad infection if it's thought of as fake. That's inconsistent, right?
But he's the same guy every day.
Mm-hmm.
He loves his job, and he's been a big part of this team, especially defensively. Think about the 2 plays he made in the Phillies series.
Defensively, the
first
one
2 ball games, huge catches in the 9th inning for Atlanta.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Maybe game-saving plays.
The one on JT Realmuto, and then the other liner.
26 doubles.
Oh, I was right. 26 doubles. That wasn't a strike, but I'm in the mode of we're okay. Even though I would like a hit. So
in game 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
1-1. For whatever reason, McGill's been the unheralded mystery that we haven't been able to solve.
6-game winning streak. They've won 10 of 11 down the stretch.
2-1.
And did it in just about every possible way a playoff hopeful team can do it. Late drama, big comebacks, home runs, winning game without home runs, dominant starting pitching, great relief work. Yes, sometimes scary, but effective. And here we are, a week from tonight.
2-2.
In fact, almost
Battle.
exactly a week from this moment, the Braves will be teeing it off with the Milwaukee Brewers at American Family Field.
And just so you know, I will not be doing lives during the playoffs. Just for
that playoff series, Jeff.
everyone's
games left and a couple of days
heart.
of rest, and then the first one on Friday night.
And
Well, what's the schedule usually for a team in the Braves position?
I'll tell you this: we'll know who's starting game one, whether it's Charlie Morton or Max Fried of the NL
Battle.
defense, because one of those guys will throw 3-4 innings on Sunday.
Okay.
And then whoever's throwing that next day will probably come in and throw a simulated game on Monday because that keeps them for Saturday. And I think they're going to play a couple simulated games, maybe that Tuesday and Wednesday before they head up there. Whoever's pitching that Wednesday,
I wonder if
Ian Anderson will throw in that game to get him ready for Monday here at Truist Park.
Swing and a miss. Heredia didn't get a breaking ball. That's 5 strikeouts from McGill. The Braves can't solve this guy. 1 out. How long is that?
Eddie Rodriguez is a setup. I like him in our bullpen. He's too much of a home run issue right now. I mean, if he sprinkles in the slider a little more and the fastball in different quadrants, I can see it. But he's too fly ball happy.
First of all, the adrenaline from
But just outs, I guess. But he's a little scary.
I don't know if you remember game 1 of the NLDS in 2005, my rookie year, Tim Hudson threw, and he always said I was amped up, all his fastballs were up, and he got hit. He came back on 3 days rest in game 4 in Houston and threw a gem for 7 innings.
Come on, Willie. But yeah, that's an option. But Matzik and Jackson have been super solid. So
where their ball flattens out.
1 ball, 1 strike. That's something Brian alluded to.
1 and 2.
Before the game yesterday. These young players on this Braves team are now seasoned.
So that's definitely an option. He gives us great depth in kind of the bridge type, 7th, 5th, anytime needed.
Which was these guys start spring training expecting to be in postseason play, so they know the pressure and that how to manage that adrenaline spike.
And look, a guy like Charlie Morton's done it a lot. So you go up to him, kind of, you say, "Hey, what do you want Sunday? How many innings? How many pitches you want?" You know, because those guys know how to get themselves ready.
2-2 for William Contreras. And now McGill to full count.
3-2 for Willie. Good at bat there.
Braves and Mets wrapping up this final weekend in Atlanta tonight. Seven catchers used by the Braves this
No.
year.
Morton will be starting.
We've never seen that in a major league season before. And he's
Morton-
the first base runner, will walk to the 8th place.
Morton will definitely be starting.
And before we get to it, Jeff, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
I don't know where you got that Morton would be in the bullpen, but I think they're just talking about how to tune him up for him starting. We got a base runner, so
No, I want a home run.
Last time I checked, the home run's a hit.
Yeah, well, good point.
He's got 2 of them this year, and that's off the plate. We'll get
1-0.
Hal Galima, our stat man, to look it up for us. When was he Noah's last safety?
When Noah's last hit was his first.
Grand slam against the Nationals, one of the highlights of the season.
His first start back against Miami.
And We're told his last hit was August 17th.
Against Miami, it was an infield job, I believe.
At Miami.
Yep.
I feel like I'm echoing. Here is Dr. No spells out the answer. 2 balls, no strikes.
It will be,
Peraza
I would
in
say,
at the
Morton,
third
Freed,
base bag.
and then Anderson.
Outside, ball 3. All of a sudden, he's lost command, and he's not a happy fellow.
3-0 to Lenoa.
He's gone 3-0 to the Braves pitcher.
Turnabout's fair play, I guess, because McGill got ahead in the count 3-1. But yeah, they were just talking about
Sandy Alderson said the other day,
Morton getting a tune-up.
will decide the fate of Luis Rojas, their manager, in season.
Excuse me.
They're also trying to hire a new GM and/or a director of baseball operations. As you know, that has been a troublesome spot. The GM spot in particular. Their last 2 hires have had many away from the field issues. They'd like to resolve Rojas' fate before they hire a new baseball man. The pitch is a strike.
94.
3-1.
Down the middle.
Kick he just dropped. I bet she's going to be going for it right here.
Favorable wind is blowing out toward the Braves bullpen.
Favorable wind, favorable count. He just practiced the late kick on 3-0.
Broke his bat.
It should not concern you at all. The catching position with Shea Langoliers and Travis Darno already signing a 2-year contracts. That should not be the one position that concerns you. Shea Langoliers is going to be up here to stay for a while, and it's not even going to be a question. And Travis has been amazing. And Willie C has held his own as well. So I think we have an embarrassment of riches at the catching position.
Pretty darn good job there. Been a stable guy, but we'll have to wait and see what happens up there in New York. Good baseball man.
Son of Felipe Alou. Yeah. He was a terrific manager and player, of course, with the.
So that's just my 2 cents on the catching position.
Pitch. Peterson pops it out of play, foul.
Center field maybe, but you still got Pache, and he's had a solid second half and kind of getting more consistency with his offense and things of that nature. So I think we are very, very well set for the present and the future. At majority every position. 1-1 to Peterson.
Went down after he started getting hot, right when they were going on that road trip in that 13-game schedule. So tough for them.
They got that man on the right back, Noah Syndergaard. He's pitched innings or so for New York. Might see him start the game Sunday as an opener for the Mets. They've got a big decision on whether to bring him back with a qualifying offer. The pitch to Peterson is bounded foul.
1-2 for Peterson.
Look, for New York, it's real simple. It's
the Rally Pearls.
Among their players. If they've got him, he's their ace. They don't score for him, but he stops losing streaks.
Yeah, exactly.
I figure McGill will be in those discussions. They'd like to get Carrasco back. He's had a rough year with injuries for New York. The 1-2 pitch is poked to the left side. Tricky hop. Feed to second will retire the side, and Atlanta is done in the third. Nothing in 1.
From the Blue Ridge
but yeah.
From the Green Pines to the
Jack round out to end it, but good piece of hitting, good thought there, and 0-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. I think McGill too is kind of effectively wild a bit, and we haven't been able to necessarily solve that at all.
It's time to see the possibilities with Taltz. Up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw significant improvement. Some even.
And at their 19, this one from their 15-yard line. Face out Henry on the field for the first time. And Two will dump it off to his running back. A couple of defenders missed.
That second wild card for the AL is a downright mess, and it's amazing that it does not involve the Braves.
Ready for this? 20 wings, 3 brisket tacos, chips, salsa, and queso.
That is a good, great, amazing thing.
Washes it down with peach cobbler and vanilla ice cream. How many calories do you think that is? Yeah, I think you guess.
About a week's worth.
I think that's 4,000 where I come from. That's no card.
It's a lot. He told me he got over 300 pounds, so it's easy to stay there when you're like that.
I'm not going to do a live stream for the playoffs. I might do them after the games, maybe, but you guys do not want to see me during playoffs. I am nuts, and I don't trust myself, and live streams haven't necessarily been the luckiest thing in the world, so I'm just gonna not do that for the sake of the Braves and all of you guys. But I will be watching and going nuts. But yeah, I will do something after the game, so I'll figure that out. But yeah, it's
Missed tackles, one by the sure tackling Kadarian Ray on the back end, and it allowed Singleton, who came into this game with just 4 catches, to get in the end zone. Big missed tackle early, and then all of a sudden he's off to the races.
So that's why I did this one, because it doesn't matter. It's pretty stress-free. Obviously, you still want to win, but you don't have to, and everything's kind of wrapped up, so we can just enjoy, have fun, and kind of celebrate, as it were, this way. And again, because all I care about is the Braves winning, and I'm stitious in that because I've lost 6 in a row lives, and I hadn't done a live since, and we won 10 out of 11, so I just kind of go that way, and I've always been kind of like that. Things that are working, I'm not going to mess with fate, and so that's just how it goes. I hit the wrong.
It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated.
I turned on the Reds by accident. 3-2 to Lindor.
If you have a bad day, you're accountable. All that goes away, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, you still might get booed a little bit, but if you'll stand up and talk after every game, good or bad, a lot of those writers and stuff will give you the benefit of the doubt.
Popped up, but that's headed for
97 popped out.
And when you make that kind of money, I mean, that's what I go back to. It's different when you're making $3-4 million a year compared to when you're making 30. You got to be accountable.
Well, let's face it, Lindor and Baez didn't help their case with the thumbs down fiasco.
No, and we've talked
lead
about
off
that.
walk, good slider, but
maybe he goes
good take by Lindor there.
Games left for Lindor. You got 11 more years.
Yeah. It better work out, or you've got even bigger problems, and there are plenty of them for the Mets to solve heading into this offseason. So what kind of do you think there will be for Baez? As I said, Jeff, 30 homers, 87 RBIs for the shortstop spot. Those guys don't grow on trees.
It's a big shortstop market this offseason, too. So I think that'll be the interesting thing with him. Correa, Story,
Seager,
yeah.
Those are just 3. Would I venture
98 away. 1-0.
It seems like he's played that position pretty well defensively for New York. He's played it before with the Cubs, too. That's the other question.
Yeah, where do you want to go?
24 errors.
Yeah.
Lindor with 10 steals has a short lead and draws a throw.
No worries, man. I haven't done a lot of lives because we're on a bad streak with lives, so I'm just I just kind of I'm a little stitious in that, so I didn't. I appreciate the congratulations. It was a epic series. Wheeler pitched amazing. We just were a little better, and it was a wild and wacky year.
A really good chance to win this division.
1-1 pitch. Call the strike, and don't forget, which as we talked about that 9-0 road trip. There was a 5-4 trip to Philadelphia first and New York.
Yeah.
Including a 5-game series against the Mets.
Such a crazy year. Such a great battle. It may not have.
Trading deadline. They were about 4 games back. And Alex Anthopoulos was convinced this team had the stuff to make a run at the division.
1-2 to Baez.
Baez swung at ball 2 and fouled it away.
How do you foul that off? I don't know, but yeah, we hit our stride at the right time. Alex Anthopoulos pressing the right buttons and sticking with it, and nobody running away with it kind of helped us. But I appreciate the congratulations, and I appreciate your support. Even as a Philly fan, it's kind of nice to have opponents recognize me, and we can have fun banter back and forth. I really appreciate it and enjoy it. Wow. Trying to Jock Peterson this thing. No doubt. What's your thought on Harper winning the MVP? Do you think it happens or no? We talked about that earlier in the stream, but from a Phillies fan, what do you think? Woo! 98 paint job.
Who's got a real good fastball, and more importantly, Jeff, he's putting it where he wants to.
Well, that's the thing tonight. He's really, to me.
No, the Dodgers are always going to be. Dodgers are always going to be an issue. Anything can happen in the postseason, so I'm not really looking too far ahead, as it were. Just kind of enjoying this right now, and
with Noah potentially your 4th starter in a short series, 3-2, 2.60 ERA at Truist Park.
Yeah.
That's over 8 starts. Tonight is his 9th.
We don't know if the Yankees will even make it to the playoffs. They're in a dog fight, so we'll see. Pete Alonso
very tough on the road. 25 road homers. 25 of his 37. That's hammered into the left field corner.
That should be a double and maybe a run.
Rosario gets to it quickly. He's got a strong arm. So does Arcia. His peg to the plate is going to be late. Ball kicks away from Contreras. Alonso to third. Great throw. Swing move, and they got it.
Wow. What a play by Contreras to cut down Alonso at third. We're down 1-0, but
he was already in scoring position, tried to take an extra 90 feet.
That was a solid.
But he's driven home the game's first run.
That's the second time you've seen him square up a fastball tonight. Good throw by Rosario.
Solid really play there.
Had a chance at home, and good hustle here by Contreras. Question is, he
might have got in, but I don't know. But replay you know how replay goes.
There's the swing move. And did he get the back of the bag before the tag of Adrianza get him in the chest? Remember, the play at third was called out.
You gotta love replay. Who knows?
Challenge the call. So you know Mary Plant, the lovely wife of Braves president Mike Plant, loved that slide of Pete Alonso. She loves the swim move. Yes.
He's probably safe, but I don't know if they have enough evidence. That was a nice heads-up play by Contreras there. Just a meatball fastball for the second time to Pete Alonso, and you did what you're supposed to do with it. Got a little greedy on the trying to advance the extra base, but really good play by Willie C there.
In the older days, you never saw a guy would swipe the tag and you're off. Now you see him taught to hold that tag. Because with replay, even if you come off for an instant, you're out.
So the verdict's in. He's safe.
There's no way there's enough evidence, but it's replay. So runner at third, one out.
You can tell right here. He definitely doesn't tag him, and then when you see that other thing.
Well, I was happily surprised at how well our staff handled Bryce.
That's showing to me right there.
So runner at third, one out. I don't know how there was enough evidence, but replay. So, woo, Riley, don't get hurt, but that was a fabulous play. Watch your teeth.
Well, that's a break right out. First base is the hot corner when you got a left-hand pull hitter up. So again, Riley with his stellar defense at both corners of the Atlanta infield. That was not an easy play.
No,
That was solid there.
Remember, all you got to do is knock it down there. There's plenty of time to get up, get the ball.
I think Riley, with his defense plus his offense, it's kind of hard to argue there too. But
he grounded out his first time up. Remember the offseason, there was a lot of talk about who the Mets going to get behind the plate.
So,
and New York thought it was going to be JT Realmuto, who, of course, went back to the
86
Phillies.
slider away. 1-0.
Line drive into left field. Rosario coming on. It's a base hit.
James McCann, a looper single.
He's driven home 8 runs against the Braves, and New York has taken a 2-0 lead.
2-0. Words.
Hit hard, just kind of flicked his bat out.
That was a
Rosario playing deep enough in left field.
slappy
Never really had a chance to get to this ball.
one that's kind of annoying.
46 on
That wasn't a bad pitch, just bad result. 2-0. All right.
That's 2 Braves, nothing. Here's Pilar.
But that's what leadoff walks do to you.
Hey, nice catch.
Fortunately.
Front row of seats in the second deck. And from Blairsville, Georgia, in town for the weekend.
Came up to see the clinch game tonight, but it was one night too late.
It happens. No balls and a strike. The pitch. Hard hit ball to left.
Whew, they're peppering him now.
So he knows gotten off track after that Pete Alonso double. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs, and Jose Peraza's next.
Yeah, and after that walk to Lindor, Baez, he came back and got a big strikeout. And now you can see he's missing over the heart of the plate.
His mechanics, when they get off, they're really off. Well, he's been throwing the heat just in the wrong spot.
It's always hard too, though, pitching the day after like this. I'm not making excuses for him, but as much fun as everybody's having for him, he knew I still got to come to the park tomorrow and pitch.
Neither the Braves nor the Mets took batting practice today. As you'd expect, it's a show and go day for both clubs. Nothing left to play for other than putting on a good show in game one of this series. And right now, the Mets send their seventh man to the plate here in the fourth inning. A leadoff walk got it started, an Alonso double, a McCann single, and down 2-0.
Down and away slider. Down and away slider. 2-0. When his mechanics get off, it's not. It's like he's a rocking chair, but he's rocking the wrong way.
Last night was a great night for the Snitker family. Not just Brian, but his son Troy. The hitting coaches for the Astros.
That was a ball, but he got a
Same night.
A division title last night.
Yep.
But every time, leadoff walks, no matter what.
The game. The tradition is you enjoy some champagne to celebrate a big victory. First, the 2-1 pitch.
Getting two slider happy. 3-1.
And he drank it out of the cleat.
Yeah, man.
I hope it was a new one. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, right. Not game one.
Two on, 2 out.
Yes.
For the Mets, we're in the fourth inning.
His mechanics are definitely off.
And it's not the same guy after the leadoff walk. He's loaded the bases.
And another walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Yeah, can we roll the inning?
Controlling that fastball now. See the frustration on his face.
This has kind of been what's plagued him, but it's usually later in the game.
It's usually about the 6th inning he tries to do this. Yeah.
And he's got to face McGill, who
Got the pitcher up, but he doubled, so.
2 singles and a walk after Dominic Smith's ground out.
He's not trusting He's definitely not trusting the fastball at all. But that's
the first RBI of the night. He brought home Lindor, who walked to start the inning.
That's kind of what happens when his mechanics get off.
Even though he got a double last time, Gil, this is the perfect chance here to kill this rally, stop the bleeding, and get in the dugout. Still very manageable 2-0.
Say it worked for Ian Anderson last night, right?
Yep.
Take a tourniquet. Tourniquet.
Who made the last out.
It's that second inning and really calmed him down.
No place to put McGill here as he swings and misses. And Noah strikes out his 6th man.
Got a way to limit the damage.
Hits and 2 runs. That's strike first.
You obviously don't like the walks and don't like things, but it's, again, a lot easier to take them when you've already clinched the division.
The next nearest bathroom. The 2022 Toyota Corolla. Right now, get 0% APR on a new 2022 Toyota Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, Tyler McGill's got our number, and I guess that's the team because he's really struggled against everybody else. But
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk. No matter what you're going through, I just want you to know I'm here. I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is brought to you by Xfinity X5. Experience a powerful and secure Wi-Fi connection for all your devices. Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life with GNG. And by the All South Highway Safety Team. Play safe. Slow down.
So it's getting it and
The
let's
scenes from the next night's clincher against the Phillies. Braves are the National League East champs for the 4th straight season. And yes, Braves country salutes you, Brian Snitker, for a job very well done. Tickets are now on sale for the Division Series and NLCS matchups here in Atlanta. Come to join us for the magic of postseason baseball. Get your seats at Braves.com.
magic of postseason baseball.
As Jeff mentioned, there were no fans in the stands in 2020 in the early rounds of the playoffs. In fact, they were playing remotely. It's been too long since this place has been packed and roaring for postseason play.
Yeah, even in the NLCS, 25%, 11,000 fans out in Texas. So it was a lot of fun. I'll tell you, first pitch, they were in that game last night. 1, 2, 3 in the first, and then Soler's homer, and it kind of just took off from there. And that's, look, you play the postseason, that's what you want. You want teams to go in here and to have a home field advantage. So hopefully this place will be rocking come a couple Mondays from now.
Yeah, 2021 only illustrates further what we were all missing so badly in the 2020 season. And that is the great fans of Braves country packing this.
Walks are never a good thing, but if he gets him out of his system, I'm cool with it. And I mean, obviously it's only 2-0, but leadoff walks always lead to trouble for the most part.
Come up in the 4th inning with Eddie Adrianza. And that's down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Now that our race is finished, there's still a race to be decided in the National League. Who's going to be the wild card? Dodgers or the Giants?
And everybody's been waiting for the Dodgers to catch the Giants. And
1-1.
I don't see that the
2
Giants
change-ups.
losing 2 out of 3 to the Padres this weekend. And,
Nope.
And that's the other thing. I don't see the Brewers getting swept by the Dodgers out in LA either. And that's where it kind of.
Ground ball to first. Alonso will flip to McGill, 1 out. I heard a stat yesterday or the day before, and I'll have Hal check it.
1 out. Ground out.
Is sometimes not trusted. The point of it was, both the Giants and Dodgers have played great. The Dodgers had that one lull in the middle of the season where they lost 13 to 15, something like that, and never really got traction afterwards. But LA's gone something like 34-10 in their last 44 games and has gained 1 game in the division.
I mean, they keep winning. The Giants maybe not as convincing. But they walked off the Diamondbacks 1-0. But they won 1-0 2 nights ago. They walked it off last night 5-4.
Nobody cares about how you win. It is that you win. Dominating or walk-offs or nerve-wracking. So, I mean, 1-0 to Ozzy. I mean, for the Giants and Dodgers, it's just one of those years. Like,
One ball, no strikes. He's going to get some award votes as well. Perhaps
1-1.
MVP. His year looks thusly. Our Georgia Natural Gas Greener Life Impact Player. He's finished hot.
Yeah, another guy that's turned it on, sit safely in 9 of the last 10. And looking ahead, it's at 340.
Do not hit him.
6 games against the Brewers this year.
That's the one thing we do not.
Change on the
2-1.
lineup card can do for a guy's confidence. For whatever reason, the Braves won a lot of games with Ozzy batting first, but his individual numbers were nothing like the ones you just pointed out.
No. I always say with him, sometimes
3-1.
he's a streaky hitter at times. But he sure seems to be a little more comfortable in a spot like this. And heck, the way Soler said, why not hit him lead off?
Ozzie struck out in the first inning. He's ahead in the count here. And shoots that one just foul. Missed a double by a couple of inches. And it's a full count.
I missed a double by an eyelash. Full count
Can't imagine how
on a
lucky you
changeup.
have to be to have 30 homers, 100 RBIs, and score 100 runs. We've said it all the time. Chipper talks about it. When you get to 200, that's kind of his magic number. 100 RBIs and 100 runs scored.
And scoring some sort of 200 mark. This whole infield's done a pretty darn good job of that.
Right back where it came from.
There we go. Ozzie break up the no-no. Clean single. Good. We're good.
Love watching that guy play.
Challenge me fastball.
He's all business for obvious reasons, Jeff, but he plays the game with such unbridled joy. Even when he's working hard, he looks like he's hardly working because he enjoys his craft so much.
Yeah, like, dude, that's the second time now in 2 games we've seen him drive the ball up the middle the other way.
His approach is better in an RBI spot.
Here's Austin Riley. He struck out his first time up. Ozzie's taken off. Pitches in the dirt. McCann's throw is on the money, but it's going to be late. And Ozzie always has a nice round number in store.
20 steals, I believe. 20 steals, 30 homers, 75 extra base hits.
The moment he picked his leg up, watch this. Gone. You ain't kidding him.
75 extra base hits, 100 RBIs, 100 runs scored. Yeah, that's also kind of MVP numbers too, and very nice round number. Good job, Oz.
Hitting them from the right side is a huge plus.
But if you play well enough, you can maybe make Hader irrelevant, which would be nice.
Yeah, that's the goal, right?
So RBI chance for Riley.
Come on, Rye. Give me a rocket.
Ball no strikes for the Braves third baseman. 16 ribbies in his last 10 games.
And take 2-0. Maybe we shook off.
So humble, so down
Excuse me, shook off the cobwebs. Maybe, I don't know. But hey, we won't get no hit.
Hasn't gone to his head in any way, shape, or form at all. He's worked a plan, he's formulated it, and he's stuck with it. And the results speak for themselves. You're seeing a star being born in Atlanta with Austin Riley, the 2-0 count.
2-1.
2-1.
Beat him to the spot with that fastball, but still in a plus count, so you're good. Well, a plus count, I guess I should say.
So here we go. He's back in that 2-strike count where he's been so successful.
2-2.
He's so calm when he gets down to his last strike.
Really, and that's the guy that shows you that he's comfortable with his approach. The way he goes, he's not going to panic. Look, you might give him one time, you might give him 2, but if he stays the course, he's going to put up numbers.
But
His early career at bats look nothing like the ones we're seeing now. That's for sure. The pitch.
the Riley at bats, I mean, he might get out a couple of times, strike out, but it's kind of like Freddie Freeman. He might have a 1 for 4 with a walk, or a 0 for 4 with a couple walks, or something, and he still contributes even if he's not getting the results of the plate on a given night. Or
so dramatically this year. 3-2. Not that time. Slider got him.
Change up.
Was a change up. A big part head slider.
Change up.
Like it broke away
Well,
from him.
it's straight down.
That was a solid change up.
To swing over the top.
Sorry, Austin, that was on me. I kind of
Looks like a fast out of his hand. Might be the best pitch he's made all night.
So McGill
kind of
struck
set
out
you up
six.
for that
He's
one.
given up
Sorry.
one hit, one walk. And now
So that's
Rosario
on me,
back. He popped
Riley.
out his
But
first time up.
what I'm saying is he's not having those completely empty nights, especially with his defense. Wow, that wasn't a strike. 0-1.
Like to see that.
Yeah, you only like to see that when. But that wasn't a strike. But you know.
In inning number 5.
Come on, Eddie.
And Baez again.
Poke one somewhere. Ooh, that was my phone. Scared the bejeez out of me.
Sharply hit. Alonso makes a swipe, scoop.
That was a weird swipe, scoop, dive, robbing Eddie Rosario of. But we did get on the board with a hit, so that works.
It demands that you can do simple things with
Eddie's been robbed like 3 out of
it demands a better understanding of
the last 4
so you can enjoy living.
at bats.
How about that Moose Johnston block from Potabom, huh? I mean, you just
Really?
don't see much of that anymore.
Iowa is losing to Maryland right now, and that's our 20. Me and my dad are in a pick'em, and that's my 20th. Our 20, which is the most confident. So hopefully, after the double doink of the Miami and Virginia game last night, cost us 17. Hello, CJ.
And look at him. All you need is a little bit of space, and that guy right there is going to make a difference. You match him up against most linebackers, he's going to create separation. Great design.
5 catches for 83 yards in that Indiana opener. Not used as much last week. That's the longest play from scrimmage, a 16-yard gain. Quick slant, incomplete. It hit Tyrone Tracy right on the number. And falls in.
Gotta grab my phone.
Catch that ball. And like you said, Tim, that was right on his numbers there. Corey Coley Jr., the right cornerback, was defending, and he was right there in match coverage. So he plays it inside. That's what we call a little semi-camp technique, taking that inside away with him with his body language. And that made it tough to really declare and open to present your numbers. But, you know, you got to catch that.
That one climbed on him a little bit.
Yeah.
2nd and 10.
Well, they're brave. They love this man coverage on the corners. Straight man. Mano a mano. Can you beat him? Which one?
Petrus firing away. Goodson again at the 10 and spun down at the 9. First and goal, Iowa. And now Petrus 5 for 11. He's yet to complete back-to-back passes. But now he puts together a 16-yarder and an 18-yarder.
Watch Goodson coming out of the backfield right here. When he goes between that hash, everybody else is man outside. And watch his underneath, though. He comes right and keeps
Drop my phone.
Post route. Again, you don't necessarily
Not solid.
You keep it vertical. And when we say skinny, all it means is you don't break hard. You stay vertical with it. And he does. He creates separation.
Goodson dotting the eye behind Potabom. Slant again. Bruce down to the 1. An 8-yard gain. Only a yard left as
but at the same time, they got big arms. They got 3 guys in the rotation.
2-1 to Nimmo.
And Peralta that.
I feel like we're just
top-notch guys.
2 balls and a strike for Nimmo. But they do lose
3-1.
Williams. That's a big loss. Rookie of the year last year.
Lose him, and they don't have the type of pop the Braves do. They don't have the power to me, the offense. They got some timely hitting, and they got some guys on the team that can put up numbers.
The leadoff walks are just not.
Nimmo hits a rope to right.
Solo blast. 3-0. It's just he's been super, super off.
And he runs the bases old school. Hits it, puts his head down, and sprints around the bases.
I got out of here in a hurry.
That was a heat-seeking missile there, 3-0. But that's what happens when you get behind the count constantly. You gotta come to them because you don't want to walk them, and that's what happens.
Ugly result.
All these balls, Alonso, that one that he's given up tonight, that part of the play.
Just terrible, terrible location. I mean, I think you're hard pressed to put Oscar in a team in a playoff situation at the moment. And funny enough, the first 6 weeks I think he's your number one, but luckily that's not an issue at the moment with Morton and Fried.
Not on deck as it stands.
And Anderson.
Yeah, this year, rightfully so, is going to be known for
This bullpen, I think they have a chance to do some damage. And as you said, now
Gotten out.
Williams out in the 8th inning, it makes them a little more. You got to figure out what they want to do. Craig Counsell's
0-1.
the first year he's ever been a manager where he's not used Hader in 5, 6 out things because he had the best setup guy in baseball, Denton Williams, in the 8th inning.
So again, you change that pattern
Well, and
because
that's
you have to, and he may not be used to it.
you don't
Or
know.
or you plug in somebody
But
else.
my point is that 5th, 6th, 7th inning for them now to me.
Another hard hit ball. Long throw. Riley dug it out. Baez retired 2 out.
Really good play in the hole by Arcia there. Nice dig by Riley as
The
well.
Dodgers can take advantage. If they can work Burns, work Woodruff, they can work Peralta, get the pitch count up, and get to that middle part of the bullpen. I think they got a real shot to be able to kind of extend the lead some of these games.
Which leads to another question.
Anderson.
Counsell was very careful about
Anderson's my
Burns,
my 3.
limiting their innings, trying to keep them around 5, 6 innings, low pitch counts as possible to preserve.
4, I don't know.
The Brewers haven't been playing.
We don't really have one given. It would be Oscar, but I don't trust it right now. So that'll be interesting. Maybe we don't get there. Maybe we just sweep and make it a moot point. But
The Brewers were beatable, as I guess I'm trying
No,
to say.
and that's the old thing you say, Chip. You know, how hard were they grinding? You know, they won their division by
That's a point.
12 games. So, look, this is going to be a team that's hungry. You've been up to Milwaukee. That place gets loud up there. Those fans, it's a sports town right now. Bucks won it all. You got the Packers. You know, the way the Brewers are playing.
Brewers are not going to be a cakewalk.
Up there, and I think both teams match up well with each other. I think it's going to be a very, very well-played series.
And I think we're kind of mirror images of each other, but I think we got more power and we got more depth in the bullpen. So if we
Milwaukee's plus 129.
Yeah.
So if we were able to,
That's what I'm saying. I think, you know, whatever you do those first three games, you get great starting matchups for starting pitchers. Then it's just kind of who throws well and what can you do.
it's really just the big hit
Difference of
when you
notice is
can get it. I mean,
defense. The Braves have made only 69 errors this year. Milwaukee has made 94.
Rebounds after the leadoff homer, but
Very big step to consider. Mets added their lead. Home fifth coming up.
bottom of the order coming up.
Recycle, compost, eat local, eat vegan. Don't use straws, don't use plastic bags, don't use hairspray, drive a hybrid, drive an electric. There are so many ways to help the environment.
Nope, we got a what do we get? We got a Ozzy single and a stolen base to make him have 20. So that's a nice round number for him, but no, you didn't miss anything good. Oscar struggling with command and getting meatball fastballs crushed. So for me, I would just scored, so that is good. So that was solid. But I'm just really glad we didn't no hit.
Careless touchdown with a beautiful drive of their own.
Yeah. And we didn't get no hit. We might get shut out. Who knows? But hopefully we see Spencer Strider tonight and maybe Dylan Lee and just kind of see what we got in those two guys.
This one was really the one because you have your right fielder playing so.
And we've had some good defensive plays, but that's pretty standard for us too. So.
That fresh made-to-order salad you've been craving? What if you could get fire-roasted corn, crispy tortilla strips, and
how's the second wild card doing?
It's brand new.
Let's see.
It's only at Zaxby's. Order on your favorite delivery app.
We got
Mets 3 Braves nothing. Atlanta just one hit after clinching the division last night in their sweep of the Phillies, their first home sweep of this 2021 season.
I would prefer Dansby to be back. I would. Ball 1 to Arcia. I really would. I think it's only 10.9, and given yes, he's super streaky, but his glove is never streaky, and he has 28 homers and 88 RBIs. 89 RBIs. I would prefer that, to be honest with you. Yes, the other guys bring a lot, but as streaky as Dansby is at the plate. Go! Oh, Chip. He did not keep that fair. 1-2 to Arcia. I just prefer Dansby because his glove is just masterful, and with Ron Washington and things of that nature, and just appreciate that. No, I don't think there's a bidding war at Dan's because I think it's an option for us to pick up. I think that's the case. I could be wrong and you could be right. It might be a bidding war. I don't know, but I think we have the first crack at Dansby. But of course, it'll be a decision, obviously. But I don't think. 10.9 is yeah, I thought he was an ARB too, so that it is a decision, but I think it's solely ours.
They've outscored their opponents by a plus 87 run differential.
That'll work.
Yeah.
20 minutes for Heredia. I know Alex Anthopoulos personally could care less about individual honors. He's all about the organization and what the team does on the field.
So we got Boston
Braves organization as a whole. But you cannot overlook the amazing job that he did for this Atlanta team, who has used 3 separate lines
ground out
this year.
for her good hustle, but ground out for Heredia. 2 outs quickly. 4-0 for Boston. Yankees are down 2-1 in the 6th to the Rays. Jays are up 5-0 over the Orioles.
It stinks when you get to the trade deadline. You can't do anything to help your team win because you feel like you're kind of giving up. And he said, I thought it was big to be able to go out and get some guys and give these guys a fighting chance.
102.
That's exactly what happened. It's a completely different team.
Will he see? Yeah. I think I think they're talking about it right now, but I think the turning point of the season may have been the taking 3 out of 5 from the Mets in that 5-game series, including that doubleheader, because it could have been a 5-game sweep easily, but being able to win that series and stay 4.5 back at the time, I think, and give Alex Anthopoulos a reason to go get Soler and change the outfield line, as they've been calling it. I think also moving Soler to the leadoff spot in Arizona was kind of a big turning point for me too. For Snicker just to pull that trigger and get Ozzie in a run producing spot, and to not recognize that, because Ozzie's not your prototypical leadoff hitter. He's not going to walk a lot. He will take a walk here and there, but he wants to swing the bat. And in the third hole, you can kind of a rob job by Lindor on a nice in the whole play. Nice at bat by Willie C. He has had some good ones tonight, but for Snicker to pull that trigger, given Soler's patience and willingness to take a walk and set up things for Freddie Freeman, Austin Riley, and Ozzie obviously is kind of an underrated thing that happened. And to take 10 out of 11, mostly on the West Coast, I don't care what time of year it is or what team you're playing or any of that, that is impressive, and credit to the entire team for that. And even Snickers sticking with Will Smith after he broke our hearts in San Francisco that first night after that big comeback. And I think that kind of turned the corner for Smith, because he started varying his pitch sequences, and it's kind of worked out for him too. So those are just some generic thoughts about the season and the turning points and stuff like that.
Braves baseball on the Valley Sports app.
Had everything in shape.
And like I said, for Dansby, him being an ARB, I think that's an easy decision. Yes, he's really streaky at the plate, but he's made so many strides, and he's getting hot at the right time for us going into October, and his defense never slumps, and it's just,
Here you'll see it. I'm coming back.
Yeah. Because
the come back to play, Iowa again with a
18, I think we had to battle, and it was a shocker for everybody and a lot of people. I think we had to battle to the end in 18. 19, it was kind of coasty. 20, it was pretty coasty. And 21, we had to battle our butts off the entire year, basically. So
it's negated on this play no matter what, because that's the athleticism that you have on the back end. And Brian Stewart talked about what he's going to do to put his
and most definitely. And Anderson, his last two starts is making it confident for the Game 3 starter as well. Thank you, Iowa, scoring again.
But just in getting to know him and to talk to him every day,
Jacob Webb,
understand that he's
nasty
and the organization and
change up.
He's said over and over again, right? Like, I'm a Brave. I'm a lifer. This organization means everything to me, and to understand what he's gone through this season with these guys meant everything. And to have someone get choked up like that, I almost did too.
Dominic Smith with a base hit. Jacob Webb, who's on to pitch for Huascar Ynoa. Kelly
leadoff single against the shift against Jacob.
Down in the dugout on the bench on the field. I know he has said and has stayed so positive throughout this year, saying
the changeup has kind of been up.
When we win this thing. Any indication as to how satisfying it was for him after last night?
I think you saw it on his face and his emotions. And I mean, this one.
Jacob Webb turning back to good. Jacob Webb would be nice. He's been whacked around his last couple of appearances.
Where, remember, he told us all, I think we could take another blow at this point. What more could be thrown at us? And then it was, I think, within 5 days that Acuna Jr. went down. And so you just know he was, I don't want to say it as wits in, but there was a point at which he was thinking, how do I hold this thing together? And I think
I don't know about you guys, but when Ronald went down, I kind of had the moment of what else could happen, the tape, the glue, the duct tape, I don't know what else, and luckily nothing else kind of happened, and we just kind of were able to right the ship for whatever reason. And
that's why they were standing there on that field last night.
Jeff, a younger manager, a less experienced manager might not have been
2
able to
strikes
do
to
that. So,
McCann. Ooh, fouled off a good changeup there.
43 years plus of experience in managing people, managing teams, managing the moment was perhaps the biggest key of all in this year of years.
Well, think about
Yeah, and again, like I said, we'll see what we get from Spencer Strider and maybe even Dylan Lee, who knows. But I think there's a lot of depth there, and we saw AJ Minter be able to go more, and maybe Oscar can be like a opener or something in Game 4.
Ozzie can't flag that one down. James McCann shoots into right center field. Tom Smith around the bag. And just like that, the Mets have first and third with nobody out off Jacob Weber in the 6th inning.
Kelly's still there. I kind of want to know what
Two singles.
Netflixing.
Shoot, I knew you were going to put me on the spot here, but you know this because I brought him.
Ozzie probably could have got that, but his eyes might have been blurry. But it was a hot shot, so it was a single, first and third. No outs.
You're watching tonight has not started the show. I recommend it, as with Snit. Yes, we do full-on reviews after every episode.
But only after you watch Braves baseball on Valley Sports first, right, Kelly?
Of course.
Right, okay.
No, you're good. Hey, you create conversation about Dansby, about all the players. That's what these streams are for. This is what these streams are for. So, and it's fun when games don't matter, and I can not really care. Although I would love Jacob Webb to turn into stellar Jacob Webb again, because he's.
And Jeff and I will be back to wrap up our Valley Sports regular season coverage Sunday afternoon at 3:20.
But no, I love all the conversation and everything that everybody brings, and I love the support. And
put in place a couple of years ago because it was a big advantage for the West Coast teams. If they started later, they could set their rotations if the team that they were leading or chasing.
Yeah, and I think Snit is the calming voice to that. I mean, we might not all agree with his X's and O's, but there's something to what Snicker means to this organization and what everybody's been through, thick, thin, this, that, and the other. It's
Jacob Webb and Kevin Pillar. And I cannot tell you how first class Kevin Pillar was in handling.
This is probably a little awkward for Jacob with Kevin Pillar, but Kevin Pillar is a first class guy, and the tip of the cap was nice there, and hopefully Jacob can kind of limit the damage here. But
Respect for each other on how the whole thing went down.
Pillar required some surgery to fix facial fractures.
How do you get to that?
Webb has to do that, has to pitch inside with purpose. But I would think for both these guys, Jeff, this is kind of an exercise some demons confrontation in a meaningless game, but it has meaning for them tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and I heard, I don't know if it's true, but an article came out that
3 runs on 8 hits for New York. And rolled foul. Pilar was so tough.
I don't know if it's true, but the Phillies, there was an article that they've got a toxic culture, and that's the thing that kind of got me with the Freddie Freeman article, saying that about if you better be like die, or like you better be really hurt for you to take a day off, and how that was misconstrued, because every interview after every game, win, lose or draw, they say it's a great clubhouse. It's everybody loves everybody. Well, you're not gonna love everybody you work with on a 162 game sprint or marathon, but there's a great respect and love and a brotherhood and great change up there to get Pilar. That probably had to feel extra good there. So one first and third, one out. So I think that article was maybe a little truth to it, but I think it was a little misconstrued and wrong, given what we do know about this club and this team and the love that they have for each other. So, yeah. Well,
pitcher spot is due next for New York. The Braves will be happy to see Tyler McGill out of the game. They cannot hit that guy. 19 2/3 innings of.
You need some old school, and to say old school is needed, and to say we don't use analytics is dumb because we've shifted more this year than we ever have, and Snicker's willing to do what he needs to do. And he'll take the blame and he'll call you out when you need. I think he's a perfect blend. I don't agree with everything Snit does, but
as the runner breaks between first and second, bad throw. Ozzie scooped it up. Riley's going to apply the tag. Nicely done.
Woo! Met's gotten a little Metsy rundown and nicely executed by Ozzie there.
Big strikeout, then you get that out now.
Nice scoop by Ozzie there. Nice rundown execution by Riley at the other side of the diamond.
Good play by Albies to run the runner back and keep an eye on that man, maybe thinking about coming home from third. So Webb has a man.
1-1 to Peraza.
And just missed inside.
2-1. But really good defense. So for the most part tonight, really good defense as per usual. That's a good thing to keep sharp, even in these tune-up games.
The guy's name McCann run the bases. I just don't understand. Yeah. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Brian doesn't get picked off because he ain't going.
The pitch. Good stop by Contreras.
3-1.
Strike. Flying squirrel Jeff McNeil waits on deck.
Webby might get 2 changeup happy, but it is so good. So that's the knocking out Philly is always a nice little feather in the cap.
The pitch.
There you go, 95 fouled off, 3-2.
Had to be his bobblehead.
That watching Brian put on his jersey to get ready to go around the warning track.
Yeah, AA pretty much pulled off a miracle, and the best prospect we gave up out of that was Bryce Wilson, I think. Yeah. 3-2 changeup. I think the changeup is coming back as the put away pitch, kind of, because you've seen curveballs, you know the break and what it's going to do. Changeups leave you out in front more, and it could be a meatball changeup, but you're still out in front of it and still swing and miss or pop it up. And by the way, that is mine and my brother's death on MLB The Show. We cannot hit a changeup to save our soul. So, I mean, it might be becoming the great equalizer pitch in some ways. Oh, good. Iowa's about to score again. And if you are late to why I care about Iowa, normally I wouldn't, but me and my dad are in a college and NFL pick'em poll, and we have been unlucky and terrible. And this is our number 20 pick, 20-point confidence pick. So we really need this one after the Miami meltdown of the double doink off the upright. That was worth 17. 17, and Miami didn't help us there.
Watch number 11, Tim. He feels here. You got the traditional fullback. Boom, the first got wide of the fence, but number 11 just steps up in there, shuts it down. I mean, that's just great football, man. That's how you play inside the one.
Baseball goes through its eras of. Baseball goes through its eras. I'm not going to bash what it is today. Home runs are fun. The Braves hit a lot of them. It's fun. Yeah, I mean, would it be nice for it to go where strikeouts aren't a biggest part? Maybe, but it is what it is. And baseball, again, goes through its eras and things of that nature. And
interesting here with the pitcher spot up down 3. To your point, Jeff, mightn't be a total day off for the guys who didn't start.
It should be.
Yeah.
You know,
Jacob, just don't hurt yourself.
You're trying to win a game. But at the same time, those guys need a day off. I don't need, like you said, come to the park, put your uniform on, relax, and watch a ball game.
So what is going through the mind of the man warming up in the bullpen? Clemson's own Spencer Strider.
Woo! Spencer Strider warming up.
This organization to get to the big leagues for the first time tonight.
Well, first, I'd say he's probably a little nervous, ready to get going. Second, he's probably thinking what happened to Clemson's offense this year in the football field, but that's another story.
You really think he's thinking about that right now?
He's got to be excited. Look at Kid Art.
Yeah.
Go up 4 levels. That is not easy to do in the minor leagues.
Come on, Jake.
Draft pick by the Braves last year.
2-1. Familia's really scared of Jacob Webb right now.
Either way, mid-round pick considering the length.
And Spencer Strider being our 4th round pick this year. That is heck of development, and credit to this kid for coming up 4 levels. And
blisters a fastball in for a strike. With the Mets bullpen the last couple of years, they've had problems. That was not a problem with their team. Their bullpen, 17 games over 5.
I'm not trading Shea at all.
There was 24 games under 500. It's almost hard to believe. This Webb didn't get it. And Familia strikes him out.
A 5-pitch at bat for Webb there. Quality. I would assume Willie C would be that one that we would get rid of there. I'm terrible at theoreticals. We better be getting something really good and something controllable. Again, you got to see what happens with Soler, and if we let Duvall go again, I think.
Braves have one hit. It was Ozzie Albies, a single up the middle in the 4th inning.
Strike 1 to Peterson on a changeup, I believe. So I'm terrible at theoreticals, but if we're giving up those upper echelon guys, I don't think I want to give up on Pache, given his strides he's made in the second half at Gwinnett.
And 6 in a row tonight.
Waters probably hasn't had a shot yet. Did I see? Yeah. Because it's such a high strikeout rate. It's kind of Javier Baez-esque, 2 strikes to Peterson. I'm surprised he's been able to put the ball in play tonight. Because I think Waters has had a strikeout rate above like Javier Baez like almost. And Javier Baez is established, so you can live with it per se. And I think Waters has just had so many valleys, let alone peaks, in that realm. But I think you've got to see Soler, Duvall. I think you've got to see the market plus the Ozuna investigation and how that affects things, and full count for Peterson.
And Adrianza would be next. Ozzy Albies lurking as well.
Oh, trust me, his glove is good enough to be sold on him, and his bat is coming.
Not this time. It's cut on a miss. Familia has back-to-back strikeouts.
Nasty changeup at 91. Slider, excuse me. Good location, but Familia there. I don't know if Waters needs to change the scenery. I think he'll get shot in spring training, but again, his strikeout rate has been astronomical.
I mean, you go back and look at the box scores from even late April. Just about everybody was at 225, 230 or lower.
So we'll see.
With the exception of Ronald Acuna Jr.
There's a lot of.
But then you think about the options that Brian Snitker had. The pitching staff kept him in games, and if it was close late,
there's a lot of options, and that's a good thing. I'm glad I don't have to make the decisions, but there's going to be a lot of good. And
4 home runs in the first month of the season, I think.
And they were all big home
so
runs. Tying home runs, strike home runs, go ahead home runs. And Adrianza, a guy that not many in Braves country knew much about. He was an accomplished player, but he hit his way on this team with a great spring and hasn't stopped hitting since. Good defender, good base runner.
Yeah, Adrianza's a really nice unsung hero, along with Pablo Sandoval. They're talking about it now. Yeah, never a doubt.
Gives you good AB.
Never a doubt, J-Dub. Never a doubt.
This one got to talk about making the team.
Nasty sliders.
And that's what's so magical about spring training. Get down to Northport, you're going to see players that you have no idea what their role's going to be.
Prospects don't. I mean, best farm systems don't win you championships, but it kind of helps you. I mean, it does, because we've gotten Soroka, even though he's been injured the last couple of years. Soroka, Acuna, Ozzy, Dansby, Freddie, Pache. He had some moments. Ian Anderson, Max Reed, Austin Riley. They've all come from our system, and yes, they're all not going to be Freddie Freeman right away, or Austin Riley, or Ronald Acuna Jr., but I love the nice at bat by Adrianza, Flair single. Prospects are the unknown in terms of, in baseball, they're the most unknown, but I love how the organization as a whole has been able to develop.
He has struck out. He's singled. He's stolen his 20th base. 38 triples, 30 homers, 104.
As all, you are amazing, and thank you. Go get that dinner. And again, if I didn't say it at the beginning of the stream, I think I did, but just in case, this season has been a wild ride, and all this support and all keeping me afloat kind of during the crazy stuff has been amazing. So thank you all for that and making streams a part of Braves Anatomy that I so enjoy doing, and conversations and debates and like healthy debates, not yelling, screaming, all that. It's really fun. And 2-0 to Ozzy. Nice dirt ball read by Adrianza there. Runner in second, 2 outs. Let's get on the scoreboard, boys. Yeah. So just thank you for all that. And minor league systems are such an inexact science, but if you compare us to the Phillies, you can just look at it now. They gave Scott Kingery a 6-year, $24 million contract, and he hadn't even played a game in the big leagues. And then they tried to make him a super utility guy, and that really, I think they busted him before he busted himself. And
did it for the Cubs 3 times. 1927, 29, and 30.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's go wall up the Cowboys first, and then take care of the Brew Crew.
It's a great thing about baseball, Jeff, as you know.
3-1 to Ozzy.
There's a size for the team to fit you.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he's
and I that's the thing of
kind of becoming
switching to the Panthers. Well, I'll do it after commercial.
Swing at 3 pitches, nowhere close, but he sticks with his game plan, and at the end of the day, puts up numbers.
That slider for Familia has been nasty. 3-2, 2 outs. Anytime we could possibly wall up the Cowboys and kind of have a statement game would be nice. That's for sure.
Major league debut after the Braves hit in the 6th inning.
Spencer Strider's probably like, Ozzy, do what you're gonna do so I can get on the mound. Jeez, dude, I'm already nervous enough.
The 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, boy. We're on the board. We're on the board, baby. Hustle double that away.
Does it again, 2-strike hit. We saw the Braves absolutely wear out the Phillies with 2-strike hits. Now he keeps it going.
Yeah, you can look at the Dodgers as well, but the embarrassment of riches with their pocketbooks kind of make it easier. Well, yes, any Cowboys loss would be a plus. Great hustle by Ozzy. Just don't hurt yourself. But he has God, he almost has 40 doubles too. Jeez. Come on, Rye.
He's been so good with 2 outs all year. Let's see if he
They're still doing fantasy baseball? That's not a strike, never been a strike. I don't care what kind of game this is. That's not a strike. Game 1 or game 160 or whatever we're at. Fantasy baseball still? Yeah, you gotta love the F-bombs. By the way. Ow! Just missed it. Just missed it. Ugh. And Chip says that a lot, but I really think he just missed that one. Hey, at least we didn't get shut out. It's 3-1, still a manageable game, and hopefully Spencer Strider has a fun, uneventful, awesome Major League debut. But I like the Dodgers' approach too, except the fact that I don't like anything the Dodgers are, because
Mississippi. Wanderers welcome.
Just because they're so good, I'm kind of jealous of that. Oh, and good luck on the final week of the playoffs.
I wanted to bend that thing back and see something, but
Oh, good.
listen,
30-7 Iowa in the second quarter. Sweet. That is awesome.
you don't see them all the time and don't execute them. They're tough. Well, you know about that's Polybomb's first touchdown.
But yeah, I mean, again, the farm system and whether to hold on to your prospects and let them develop or let them trade. But the good thing about the Braves is we don't we were in the mix for Clevenger last year, but he needed Tommy John surgery and I think it has to fit the culture. It has to fit the plan. It has to fit what we are and for the team. You've seen Alex Anthopoulos make big moves with the Noah Syndergaard trade when he was with Toronto. That big, massive, insane trade that still, he'll pull the trigger when he thinks it's right for the club. And I mean, but yeah, they do want to play hardball, but we're smart. I feel like we're smart in not. It's sometimes sometimes the trades that you don't make. I mean, Austin Riley was in that thing. Come on, Stride. He's got a great pitcher's name too, Spencer Strider. 99. 96 mile an hour slider. Holy God. Sorry for that, but wow. Okay. Quickly, 2 strikes, 99. Louisiana hot sauce coming right at you. You just hope this kid doesn't nibble. And 100. Whew, God, okay. I know this is only 3 pitches in, and I know teams can time a jet, but what? It seems a simple delivery too, where mechanically, slider. Mechanically, you're not going to get whacked out too much. High slider there. Just the adrenaline part. He's just the adrenaline for sure.
1 ball, 2 strikes to McNeil, and popped him up.
Call it.
Strider says he's got it. How about that?
Woo! All right, pop out to the pitcher. He's like, I got it. I'm good.
It's not that hard. What a nice play.
He's like, I got it. I'm good.
4 levels, as you said, Jeff. All kids who were drafted.
That would have been hard for Willie. So nice takeover, kid.
Think about that. He's the 3rd player from that draft class.
You probably never want to see that again, but nice takeover, kid. PFPs.
Pitcher catch this year. That's a pop-up.
Oh my God, that slider.
The ratio, partner 6 pitches, 5 strikes.
This works.
Well, you certainly like the fact that he's come up.
And it's pretty quick. The delivery's quick too, so he's not.
So Peter Moylan, you and I were
99.
before the game.
Quickly 0-2.
What Kelly had to say about Strider and what he could do for the Braves, not just in the playoffs, but perhaps beyond if he is on the postseason roster.
Well, I want to get the important stuff first. In 14 years, I never made a catch, and he's done on his first play, and I'm so impressed.
Right?
But
99 high, can't get hurt by that.
11 o'clock in the morning, it was 101 miles an hour, so that's impressive in itself. Most people haven't had a coffee by then. He's throwing 101 miles an hour. That's the slot we've got to take care of, and that's not ideal there.
Ah.
Seats for Nimmo, a 2-homer game. So that's the highs and lows of a rookie pitcher. You get a pop out, and you make a mistake with a cutter, and a big league hitter's not going to miss it.
Well, that's the thing. Look, this kid, you see all the velocity in the world. That's the biggest adjustment when you get to the big leagues. And I'm sure, Peter can talk about it.
A hanger banger slider.
Right there that you don't get back if you throw him over the heart of the plate.
Got to trust that 99 to 101. It's all right.
What I want to see is how he comes back.
Slow down. You're good.
That's a slot off the plate.
Off the plate and in, though. That wasn't really a terrible.
But I love the fact that he's pumping 98 like it's his joke, too. But it's 98, Peter.
Yeah, I mean,
it's exactly. It's not velocity for velocity's sake. What good's 100 if you can't throw it for a strike, right?
2-0.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I can't be too mad at that. Come on, stride. Come on, outs. But you're good. There you go.
Not only how the bullpen is composed for the Braves going into Milwaukee, but frankly, how many pitchers they're going to carry. Yeah. Well, that's usually the big. You know who your starters are, for the most part, you know who's playing position player wise, what your bench for the most part looks like. Usually what kind of is the final thing to decide the last 2-3 bullpens. Yep, how many and whom? As this one's rocketed into right center field, that's going to get down. And around first is Lindor. Good job by Jock Peterson to hold it.
Welcome to the big leagues moments.
And a homer and a single for the Mets after the pop out from the pride of Clemson University, Spencer Strider.
Well,
top of the zone, but he was able to get on top of it. Yeah. No, he was in a hitter's count.
you got to get ahead.
That's the difference. That pitch is thrown at 0-2-1-2. You don't get that kind of swing on it. When it's 2-1, he's able to put good wood.
Here's Baez.
See, that's still a great movement there.
But not giving up on this young man in any way, shape, or form of being a starting pitcher.
Starting pitcher? Like Chapman trying to start. We'll see.
Fastball, cutter, slider, a little bit of a changeup. But it's so fun to watch kids make their
1-1.
dream and wonder, okay, can he stick around a long time in the show? And what's his?
I think we're all weary of big trades because the big trades, parts of it are gonna work and parts of it aren't gonna work. It's pretty much inevitable of it. So I kind of like the approach of the Braves.
He's working at warp speed. I'm sure that this game is going a zillion miles an hour. Absolutely.
Yeah, he should probably slow down a beat.
He's not pitching for the Fire Frogs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sharply hit to third. Second base 1. And the turn is made.
Double play. There you go. Only gave up 1, eh?
Welcome to the show, kid.
Welcome to the show, bud.
Coming up is presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Trevor Peter.
One's not going to kill you. And now you got your feet wet. And yes, Walker Bueller's tight pants was a solid reference, by the way. And just for reference, my dinner tonight will be a Wendy's burger and sour cream and onion chips and a Gatorade, just for.
No, Peter, there really is, and we match up really well against this team. I looked at their lineup from 1 through 8. Their second baseman through their center fielder. The only thing that they might do a little bit better than us is play outfield defense. They're very, very capable in that defense with Jackie Bradley Jr., Lorenzo Cain.
So yeah, that's just because that's a tradition on the old lives for you guys to know. So yeah, not a bad first outing at all. Got your feet wet, and if he kind of just kind of slow down the delivery a little bit. Ozzy almost has 40 doubles too, by the way. So if his average was a little higher, I'm pretty sure he would get MVP votes as well. I know I'm kind of switching them, but I just scrolling through Twitter on that one. So, I mean, honestly, the MVP, you could probably pick a name out of a hat. And
Great job, fellas, with the stretch. Can't wait for the Braves and Brewers to get started. We, of course, will have
we have a PS4. We haven't broke down and got a PS5 because it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much, it feels like it's the same as the PS4, and the PS4 has been pretty solid for me. I haven't played too much. I finished The Last of Us finally. I beat all the Uncharted's. I have a lot of games that I haven't really touched due to the season and the craziness and football and sports and all that stuff.
Love seeing that.
Charlie Morton talking to Spencer Strider. That's the gotta love it. Get out. But I'm sure PS5 is awesome.
We sometimes forget that the value of a player on your roster goes far beyond
Charlie Morton has been a sponge for relievers, starting pitching alike. Obviously, you don't want to give up the homer, but hey, get it out of your system now. And hey,
40 years ago when I made my debut, one strike pitch is off the plate.
1-1 to Rosario.
You went through that.
Yeah, I do. Play MLB The Show. I haven't in a while. I did get drafted by the Marlins, so that kind of stinks. But I'm typically always a pitcher because I'm an okay. Woo! Rosario went chop house bound and had fun with the dugout there. That was nice.
One of those things for him, you just try to relax yourself as much as possible. And Rosario, another one.
If I had the chance to, I would as well. That was nice by Eddie Rosario there.
2 runs on 4 hits, 4-2 game. Here's Arcia. He's got it out twice.
Whew.
Look, that's easier said than done, is it not? First, the replay of the homer.
Oh, middle.
Who is he pointing at? I don't know, but he crushed that thing.
And he's got somebody in the stands who's getting a salute. Yeah. And on the ground.
Might have been a family member from last night. That was cool.
I say this with all respect, because you are a very excitable person. I would imagine that keeping those emotions under wraps was probably the hardest part.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see again. That pitch a little bit up in the zone. He knew it. I think what me too was I came up
95.
I actually got to sit through the first game in there and was close to actually pinch hitting, I think, in the 7th or 8th in game 1. But that helped, honestly, was to kind of be in that dugout, watch a game, just kind of see how things worked in the dugout before you went out. But it also made for a long day the anticipation.
Mm-hmm. That was something that Bobby Cox did, and
out by Arcia.
Well, we've talked about that too. When a kid gets called up, try to get it in fast.
Absolutely, if you can. And then look, if they're producing for you, then have a moment, being a rookie, making a mistake, get them right back out there too to let them make up for it.
Not a chance at short.
Couple of ground ball outs.
2 in this inning, 2 out. And William Contreras is the scheduled hitter.
Yeah, treat yourself when you can. That's for sure. It's a 4-2 game, but it almost feels like we're down like 9-1, and I really don't care. I love this feeling.
Dylan Lee, the other youngster who was just called back up, is warming up.
Another major league debut we got coming over.
Next, if William could reach, and he's going to.
Nice shift that single by Willie C. There, loving his at bats tonight.
Who entered play today, 1 for 20 against the Mets, has doubled his season hit total against New York with a 7th inning single.
Loved his at bats tonight and could be big in the postseason without Stephen Vogt. I know we'll typically use Travis for the most part. Come on, D, get to 30. Well, we'll start here. See, 88 RBIs, 250. Yeah, Yeah, it's kind of divine intervention almost, I think.
He needs some stickier hair product, though, because the helmet keeps flying off.
It does. Got a lot of hair.
Dansby's hair is so amazing. Why not show it off? 0-1 on the. He thought he was getting a first pitch fastball, and Hembry threw a surprise 40. Oh, that's the one you wanted. 0-2.
We've seen Dansby the last 2-3 games do a great job of going up the middle the other way.
Yeah, it kind of feels very much needed.
2 strikes is your second in out.
This is a never say die team. Pitch in the dirt, that popped away, but no advance.
Good layoff on that slider.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
To honor Hank. Yeah, it feels right, and the way we've kept battling this season, I think I used the term a few times in my recaps recently. Just kind of kept swinging, and that's what Hank always said, and we've kept swinging. That's not a strike. That's like 5 inches off the outside corner. That wasn't your fault, D. That's not your fault. The umpire must have a dinner reservation somewhere or something. Fighting Orioles coming back big time. 6-4. The Blue Jays are winning. Top 8 bases loaded for the O's. 1-0 count. The Orioles are playing ultimate spoiler.
One of those great local places with great local people. End market.
Who you got for the second wild card?
Faces and a Savannah native since 1964.
When you think of an airline, you think of the big things. And for the last year, we've all been dealing with the biggest thing yet, a virus we can't even see. So as we return to the world, we're making sure you do so safely. In ways big and small, the world has changed.
The Reds cannot beat the Pirates for
That never will.
No. I'm sorry. The second wild card for the AL.
Psoriasis. It's time to see the possibilities with Taltz. Up to 90% of those with moderate.
Well, I'm glad that you're still getting help from your guys, and I like that the Orioles are kind of playing spoiler. I mean, I could say that because the Braves swept the Orioles during our 16-2 stretch.
Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more.
And I like Mount Castle as a piece for the Orioles, and they need a lot of pieces, but
$1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Yankees down 2-1 to the Rays, so they're not helping themselves out there. The Mariners would be fun just because they're kind of the Tampa Bay Rays, where you, unless you follow baseball,
Championship Series matchups here in Atlanta. Get your seats at Braves.com/postseason.
welcome to the big leagues, kid. Lee versus Pete Alonso.
His debut. This is Dylan Lee.
Come on, bud.
Lee pitched to a 1.58 ERA.
95 from that weird angle. That works. You can get in the zone.
Another guy trying to, I think, more than anything, take a look at, see what kind of progress he's made.
93 high, 2-0.
With all the roster manipulations and guys coming up, going down, Gwinnett Stripers won 69 games this year.
That's impressive.
Coming on strong at the end of the season. Double-A Mississippi were the Double-A South champions. As this one is whacked in center field by Alonso.
Pete Alonso's taking some anger and frustration out on some baseballs this series, and luckily it doesn't matter. Come on, get yourself double play, bud.
AT&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Braves rightfully very proud of their player development system and the job that they have done. There are some
Hey, Chip, I already talked about our farm system way sooner than you did, so I'm going to pat myself on the back for that. Nice little change-up, I believe that was 0-1 to Smith.
Year after year, they have a strong farm system, guys available to come up.
Another man whose heart is beating hard right now. Dylan Lee, in his first big league game, has given up a ground ball. Ozzie, second base, 1, 2 long throws.
Oh, you gotta love it when they follow the script. Ozzie is a vacuum. Yes, Chip is watching this live. No doubt.
I was gonna say, I think both these guys are realizing, wow, we got pretty darn good infield here.
And Riley's been playing a stellar first base for a guy that does not play first base on the regular.
But one thing they love about Lee, 6 walks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't beat himself.
Fascinating to see how we talked about it earlier in the game. How organizations go about not only the development of players, but the drafting of them. Some guys have big stuff and can't hit the broadside of a barn. Some guys
already
get people out. Yeah. And Lee so far so good in his debut as McCann digs in. He's got 2 singles in a row.
Debut?
Plenty good enough. Nice change up.
Yeah, and I think another underrated thing about this season overall, I think, is that Ron Washington did not go to the Padres. And because it doesn't matter winning a division the way we did, you saw Ozzie doing his work with Wash. You saw Freddie doing his work with Wash. Even though we already won the division and we're good, they're not going to rest on the laurels of letting a very important aspect get rusty, especially in the playoffs where every little thing does matter. Because it honestly comes down to pitching and defense. 0-2. Come on, get your strikeout, bud. 95. No, maybe not. Oh, that was a change up. And I think the Padres. I didn't know Jace Tingler has some experience, but if you have to ask yourself if you've lost a clubhouse, I think you have. And I'm really glad Wash didn't get away. Just 94 inside. Atta boy. First strikeout. Congratulations, Dylan Lee. Like I said earlier in the live, I don't know how GH is standing.
And throughout his life, he always kept swinging.
No, there's passion in the dugout. There's cheering for each other. There's a bit of anger with water bottles and things. You saw that with Freddie when he was struggling earlier in this year, but there's no Manny Machado Tatis thing. Even though I think that might have been good for Tatis, I think we have a way of with our clubhouse and with our coaching staff and with our whatever the case may be, we're just in a good spot overall as a complete organization. And Freddie Freeman needs to be back, and I think he will. Again, I think COVID and all that financial stuff, I think that's a reason why he hasn't gotten a contract yet. But I mean, the Braves themselves do deals that we never, they like pop up out of nowhere. So I'm really sort of not worried about it, but it's one of those things that you don't want to think about. But and I appreciate that. I appreciate and like the pleasant surprises of the Travis d'Arnaud extension, the Charlie Morton extension. We knew nothing about that, and Alex Anthopoulos being able to get those done, the Ronald Acuna Jr. extension, the Ozzie extension, and the Brian Sticker extension. Like I said earlier, we don't.
Every single guy remembers that first pitch, and so you know exactly what that kid's feeling like.
We don't always agree, but I think he's a perfect person for the clubhouse. And you got 3 former managers and a manager and 2 former managers and one that probably could be a manager and and Eric Young Jr. I'm pretty sure he could be one too, and you can't understate that. And like I too quickly to Peterson.
Somehow, some way, I'd love to see a 4-way tie in absolute chaos.
That would be.
And
Tampa would love to sweep the Yankees and knock them out, even though they've already clinched.
And they're beating them 2-1 late in the Bronx.
So every piece of this Braves organization is run well.
They should be starting in the next few minutes. No balls, 2 strikes for Jock Peterson.
From my perspective, plus I gotta give some props to the Gwinnett Stripers. They just named the female GM. I don't know her name off the top, but that is awesome to see. Jock Peterson 3 strikeouts because he can't see. But pearls look good. Pearls look good though.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor?
Yeah, I can definitely see that with his ties to the Rockies and Adrianza just blistered that baseball 4-3. Nope, we do not quit, no matter who it is, what the game situation is. Doesn't matter. Don't quit. Love it.
Fans of the Chop House might be saying, waiter, there's a fly ball in my suit. There's been a bunch of balls hit there tonight. No doubter. Just like the season started, for NA, the season's ending with Thunderbolts. 4-3 game.
No, they can't.
2 more hits for him tonight.
Get you another double, Ozzy, and make it 40. Ooh, 97. You know he's trying to go to the Chop House, though. So I wouldn't be surprised if this ends in a strikeout, though. Yeah, it is. Especially Adrian's is probably one off the bench, depending on, well, Jock Peterson, but he hasn't really had great at bats. But Adrian's is, I don't feel like he's had a bad at bat all year long. In terms of like big pinch hitting situations and things of that nature. 1 and 2 to Oz.
Going to try to rest his regulars the first 2 games of the series. Everybody should be in action for Sunday's affair. 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, probably because Jock's Jocktober reputation.
Last night got some treatment for him. Full day of rest for Freddie.
Exactly what he needed.
Yeah, I mean, in the clubhouse, everybody says Jock and
A guy like him, even if he needs 1 more day, that's fine. You know, and then you play that full game Sunday and ready to go.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to pitch for the Braves Sunday, but Noah Syndergaard's going to pitch for the Mets.
Right. He did that the other night where he pitched 2 innings, opener.
Got a couple strikeouts. And
yeah, Noah Syndergaard was sitting in 96, which maybe they're just showcasing him for free agency, which you could see him as a qualifying offer or a 1-year fly ball. Just missed, I think. Qualifying offer for the Mets or a 1-year prove-it deal with the injuries and stuff. You could see that for the Braves. Maybe somebody. Well, definitely somebody, obviously, but could be a target.
Fantastic celebration in September. So happy that baseball's remembering him every year, and I can't wait for his number to eventually be retired, like Jackie Robinson's. As Riley swings and misses, Austin 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
I don't think we'd see Austin. That'll be the guy. Him and Ozzy get a day off tomorrow.
Come on, Austin. Riley Rocket. Ooh. Nope.
The roster used to be able to have 40 guys in September. Usually all the starters would get the day off, but not enough guys.
You think they'll change that a little bit?
I hope not.
Is 28 too few, I guess, is my question.
Well, I like it. That's you play 26 all year, and you get a couple extra for September. I like it, save some arms, but
yeah, I mean, you've got. Oh well, there's Chris Martin. We talked about him earlier.
1 ball, 2 strikes. I always thought it makes more sense to have more guys at the beginning of the season when the weather's cold. Guys are still trying to get their legs under them, get the travel, get the routine down. Have 2 or 3 extra guys for April, and then May 1 go back to 25 or 26, and it stays that way the rest of the year.
yeah.
1-2.
Good take.
Wind picking up here at the ballpark. If Riley gets one elevated, it could carry out to right.
That's the one thing about Riley too.
Brandon Nimmo is at 2 homers for New York, and now a 2-2 pitch to Riley. Line drive into left field.
There's a Riley laser there. Way. He may strike out, but he makes you throw 8 or 9 pitches too.
And now Rosario coming up. He homered just a moment ago.
Yeah, nice approach, stays through it. So right back up the middle.
I think, again, it's the deals that you don't make. I think Austin was rumored in those big trades that we talked about earlier, and I'm so glad we didn't pull that trigger, and then not giving Josh Donaldson $100 million. And
A couple nights ago when he was a second game here against Nola, he dumped one into right field for an RBI.
Rosario also not afraid to get blown up.
Yeah.
This guy big time juice, and he jumped all over that.
You got to pick good to up and in. Turn around, wave to somebody in the crowd, and 105.1 exit velocity, just under 410 to the chop.
Is it anything better than the old courtesy jog by the outfielder? Come on. Come on, Eddie. Poke one somewhere.
That's who he was saluting. Oh, yeah. The 5th native of Puerto Rico to hit for the cycle. That came in San Francisco. Puerto Rico proud in Atlanta tonight. Love that.
2-1 more for
He
him.
tried.
And monster strike. Rosario did something September 19th that may never be done again. Man in the major leagues hit for the cycle in 5 pitches.
Nolan?
Took the first one of the game.
Nolan Kingham?
4 hits, 3 extra base hits with the next 4 pitches in the game. Unbelievable.
Took a big hat.
Puerto Rico.
Oh, Nolan Arenado? Yeah. But I mean, I think we're good at third base. And it would have been nice, but I think the Rockies would have gotten a much better haul, and I think they would have benefited more if they would have talked to us instead of the Cardinals. 0-2 to Rosario. Definitely trying to hit that second ball, no doubt, right now. Puerto Rico pride, big time.
Great fans. The 0-2 pitch. On the ground, foul.
They get a little taste of what winter ball would be like. It's a party all game.
I was going to say, you never played winter ball, did you?
No, but it's a party all game.
Yeah, I would love to go down and watch that.
It's a blast.
Caribbean World Series.
Music playing all game.
They did that at Joe Robbie Stadium for a couple of years when the Marlins were giving teams fits. They'd have the vuvuzelas out, and fans were dancing in the aisles. It was great.
The vuvuzelas.
Balls, 2 strikes.
Those things are annoying. Hey, get away. Keep battling. Yeah, Shay, it's going to be a fun one to follow. And also, I'm kind of biased because he does follow me on Twitter, which is kind of cool. But,
serious business. And Jose Yepes, the Braves bullpen catchers, is a general manager in the Venezuelan leagues in the offseason for the North American big leagues. 0-2 pitch in the dirt.
At the end of January, start of February, get a chance to watch the Caribbean World Series sometime. It's a blast.
He's a real emotional pitcher. Remember a game up in New York this year? A couple of calls didn't go his way, and he came off the mound snorting and screaming.
Yeah.
Then he had to stop the umpire to check him. Changed his tune pretty fast so he could stay in the game. 1-2 count.
Atta baby Eddie, great fight. Great fight.
Jeff, like Jorge Soler, seems to have found Southern hospitality to his liking.
And with Atlanta, 7 home runs and 88 ABs. In Cleveland, 7 home runs and 283. And again, another guy that comes over with a lot of talent. You get a new manager, new team, you get new life.
Excited and healthy.
Yep.
1-2 pitch. A little pop into shallow right.
Oh, get down. Go. Ah. Don't hurt yourself, Eddie, but good hustle, bud.
Rosario hustles into second.
Was right in that Bermuda Triangle. You could tell from up here.
Oh, the red. My favorite color is red, so definitely the red.
Wouldn't he be? Fouled off the bunch. Even that pitch was tough to handle.
That was a heck of an AB right there.
That's a manager's nightmare.
I think if Austin was running there in the,
Got a pretty good look at that pop-up, but
he might have been able to.
he was held up, so Atlanta, as they go ahead, runs in scoring.
Oh, my favorite color is red, so usually I'm just going to say anything red, but I do like the powder blues. Although, after the Hank Aaron week, I kind of needed to see some other thing.
Reconnect with more. Delta, the official airline of the Atlanta Braves.
So the same for Trevor May hasn't gone as he would have liked. Homer single-double. And the Mets lead.
We've seen Trevor May pretty solid. Find a hole, RC. Come on, bud.
Jeremy Hefner, the Mets pitching coach, with a brief visit.
Oh. Make it be there.
In a game that you felt like the Mets had kind of under control for most of it.
Because that's what we do.
But this is what this Braves town has done under Brian Snitker. 7th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning. No lead is safe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be kind of sweet. 2-0. Nice job by RC. A couple of really huge walks in the West Coast road trip recently, and good at bats tonight. He had
26 pitches now this inning.
Riley single, Rosario doubled. The pitch. Nowhere near. Ball
3-0.
He's an emotional guy.
This.
You can tell it's starting to lose it a little bit from that aspect.
This is the mark of the Atlanta Braves. This is what, our third hockey line type of team right now, and we are just scratching and clawing and. Oh, chipped me. He chipped the crap out of me. That was a line drive rocket. RC.
He scored 2 runs tonight. His 5th homer makes it another 1-run game on the Friday Night Showdown.
CMAX presents the cycle of savings.
Chipped the crap out of me on that one.
It is scientifically proven to soak into engine metal and reduce carbon buildup, increasing fuel mileage, extending engine life, and saving you money with every mile. So that cycle of savings we talked about really adds up over a lifetime. Subscribe, save, CMAX. Buy or subscribe today at CMAX.com. Or save.
Big time chipped.
Savannah locals know all the best places. Forsyth Park, the beaches at Tybee, Wormslow, and there's another Savannah location you'll find more great locals, like Dominic, Haley,
Yep.
and Candace. A few more of Savannah's best.
There's a line drive.
Just like the place they work.
That was a rocket.
Places with
Or it felt like one.
End market, fresh
Let's
local
see.
choices, friendly local faces, and a Savannah native since 1964.
Dignity. It demands that you can do simple things with ease while managing chronic pain.
Oh, he only hit that 88 miles an hour. Yeah, Chip so misread that thing. He kind of got it in on him just enough.
No matter how you choose to feed him. At Abbott, we fight for these moments, developing life-changing technologies because dignity demands it.
He definitely had to hit that off the end. Oh, well, that was still a well-earned green light and good at bat. Dang. You get chipped once a game at least.
It's Friday night. There's no school tomorrow. That's true. Friday night showdown. Oh, that's true. And I have writer's cramp after handing out all the school passes last night. You were noticeably absent when all the kids were coming up.
Yeah.
Looking for those.
I was in the back with there.
I see that. Enjoy Braves postseason baseball in style. Reserve a Truist Park Suite or hospitality area. These exclusive locations at the ballpark are now available for groups of 12 or more for all postseason matchups. Submit a request to Braves.com/postseason. And it is an exciting.
Wasn't it the Orioles that their attendance was like 779,000 for the entire year?
We didn't know what to expect when it began back in April. As Chris Martin into the game, one pitch retires Kevin Pillar. Ozzie had him played just right.
Nice little jump catch by Oz there. One pitch, one out. Yeah, Arizona, everything sounded loud. And for the most part, it was, I think.
420. That's not like him. That's a good start for him in the ninth inning. Braves will have the lower third coming up. Heredia, Contreras, and then a pinch hitter. Here's Peraza.
You hope not about, what did I say?
Pitcher spot 2 next for the Mets. Jonathan VR has grabbed a bat. He'll come up in the ninth against Chris.
I think it was like 700. I think it's true. 779,000 total.
Right finger.
I think.
This one on the ground, right to Arcia. He's got a strong arm, 2 out.
That was 2 outs on 3 pitches. That'll work for Martin. Yeah, it is. Baltimore's just in such a weird spot. They've been in a rebuild for so many years. You would think you would see some light at the end of this tunnel, but it doesn't seem like it.
Jonathan VR had himself a terrific year for New York. J.D. Davis was going to be the third baseman. He had injury problems all season. VR stepped in and put up good numbers.
Yeah, switch hitter. He's was very valuable for them at that time.
18 homers and a 251 average. His OPS of 746. And when you compare 18 homers,
I don't know if it's totally sticky stuff for Martin or the shoulder or a combination, but
he's going to come on and try to save it for the Mets. New York led 3-0. Single runs for the Braves in the 6th, 7th, and 8th have made it a 4-3 score. No balls in a strike. And he missed a double by a foot. Seems like the Mets have been looking for a third baseman ever since David Wright left because of injury. Braves had that same issue for a while after Chipper Jones retired, but I think Austin Riley's taking care of that problem.
Sometimes it takes a little longer than you want.
Yep. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty for Jonathan VR. And Martin with a very impressive.
Very, very nice inning there. Well, bottom part of the order. Come on, G. Come on, G. Tie it, bud.
There's a place that's surprisingly close by and refreshingly different. Here, it's team sport, where you can play with hearts, spades, and diamonds, or a set of your own clubs. Plan your adventure.
Come on, just walk it off for fun.
Mississippi.
For fun. And that would be the most Metsy thing ever. Like, they had this game in hand, all this stuff, and basically our C line and putting up great at bats and stuff like that would be awesome. And just to do it against Diaz. Because he's either amazing or awful. And there's like really no in between. But with like Will Smith, he's amazing and awful at the same time. Which is strange. Because he... Does this still count as in my live losing streak, even though I really don't? I guess it does, because I'm still doing a live, which kind of stinks, so it would be 7, so let's snap it.
Some great interviews from Paul Bird and Kelly Kroll, none better, though, than Jock Peterson.
If someone in this clubhouse came up to you and asked you, what does it take to win a World Series, what would your answer to them be?
A little bit of love. And we got that.
No, I'm not going to do any lives for the postseason. One, I think I'm going to be...
Have we ever gotten to the bottom of why he's wearing a strand of pearls in a big league game?
Do not think so.
Jeff, he's just wearing the pearls because they're dope.
Coming in one more time, Chip. Frenchie was still talking.
Well, it never stops.
Sorry, I need to focus.
Yes, I know.
But no, I'm not going to do lives themselves during the game. I might do them like after the game and things of that nature, just to kind of do it like that. But you don't want to watch me during a playoff game. I'm half nuts anyway, so...
You know, I am sure there is a story, but he went on last night and doubled down and said it'll be a mystery that we just...
That's not a strike.
So he's going to go with that. How did you guys feel? I went with, what did I say? Peterson's pennant pearls. I feel like that's what we should go with.
Well, if that's what it takes to get to Jocktober, I'm all in. That's fine. Yeah, I'm good with that.
But yeah, for playoffs, I'll probably do them after games or like a preview of the series, talk about different things and stuff like that. I will have them on Twitter and things of that nature. O2 Charetia. He got a bad first strike call there. Oh, God. Don't hit him in the face. Don't hit him in the face.
There you go. Well, if somebody gets on here in the ninth, maybe he can...
No. My parents think I'm nuts anyway, and you guys really don't want to see me during playoffs. It's crazy.
Jock Peterson. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Heredia. And when Diaz, he's got a cannon for an arm.
Good AB by Heredia.
First year with the
Battle.
Mets in the bullpen. He's been much better this year. 31 out of 37 saves. 14 saves, a 1.53 ERA lifetime against the Braves. Swinging bunt stays foul.
Come on. I just want to see Diaz point up and it be like a million rows into the stands one more time. I really do.
That's kind of surprising when you think of great pitching they've had.
Yeah, my champagne shower recaps, those are always fun. Those are,
Swing and a high pop, deep short.
Get down.
Dom Smith coming on, drifting out is Lindor.
Whoa.
Great range.
That was,
Who is playing left, and he helps out Dominic Smith for out number 1.
Say Dom was letting Lindor get that the whole time.
that was an odd route, but good play by Lindor, darn it. Yeah. The funny thing is, I had a really good first one, but I didn't press play because I forgot my baseball. So my mom was going to get my baseball, but then the champagne bottle just started shaking, so we had to do it. And then I forgot to hit play. So there was two champagne bottles on me and a glass of wine. So it was just funny, and that's why some people have said, was it pee that she was dumping on me? But no, it was not. It was it was wine and a couple of bottles of champagne. But it's always fun. I have no idea what I say or what I do, but 1-2 sweeping slider. Yeah, the second one was definitely cold after the first one too.
And another sweeping slider. He went further out on consecutive pitches, and the Braves are down to their last out here in the ninth inning.
Sweeping sliders, got the youngster Willie C there.
Go after it the first time, they tend to go right back to it. And now Travis Darno going
Come on, TD. Keep it alive, bud.
Well, this is fun. And relaxing, getting ready for.
No, I do not like beer.
Face a guy like Diaz. Someone's got to.
I was mad at myself that I did forget the victory chop though. I was mad at myself for that, but yeah, I felt channeled my inner Guillermo already on that one. I was gonna say if you call that a strike 1-1. Come on, TD. Break the Mets hearts one more time.
1 ball, 1 strike, 4-3 New York. They've out hit the Braves 11-8.
Ugh, that's a nasty slider. Yeah, I did forget the victory chop, but just felt good to let loose after all the hat tossing and whatnot. It's not a strike. 2-2.
Nice and easy 100.
Well, we really haven't seen Diaz really well, except I think it was the Marcell Ozuna one.
Diaz certainly in that group, but he's gone full with
3-2.
on deck.
See if they can bring Jock up.
Yeah. Slider got him. Nasty slider. Really good stuff, actually. Well, I mean, you don't like Oscar, the walks and leadoff walks, but
to come out here, give guys a night off, and yet still be right there. Good job. 2 more games. We'll see y'all Sunday.
Well, it's been a fantastic year, as we told
2 more games. As always, go Braves. That was still fun and really good at bats for. Really good at bats for Rosario, Adrianza, even GH. Excuse me. Even GH and all of that. Yeah. Oh well, still on all these champs. They can't take that away, and got some unfinished business and some still really good stuff. I did. My chair still does smell like champagne, so I don't know if I'm going live tomorrow. Probably not, but I'll let you guys know. As always, go Braves. Thanks for hanging and in a stress-free live. A lot of good conversation and a lot of fun. So I'll see you guys probably next week sometime. Do a live or something. Oh,